The man gambled everything. Just strengthen this weapon beyond the holidays. You can pay off all your debts. Live a new life. +1 success. Although the success rate of +1 is close to 100%. But it's also a good sign. Continue to intensify. +2 success, +3 success, +4 success. It was strengthened 3 more times in one breath. A man named Li Yuyang. Sweat flowed down his eyes. He from 15 years ago. Start playing this VR called Supreme God game. In the past 15 years, he has gone from a rookie to the head of the regiment. The president will even become the master. At first, it relied on the taxes of the city lord. It can also maintain a real life. But in order to be more powerful in the game, Li Yuyang had to borrow from family and friends. Everyone is now far away from him, limited to Li Yuyang among them. I rely on loans to stay afloat. Continue to intensify. The probability of adding 5 and successfully adding 5 is not low. The really hard part is starting with reinforcement 6. Exponentially decreasing probability. Failed enhanced equipment will also disappear. This put the law enforcers between them is also bought with loans. If that fails, he may be facing a debt collector. Throw directly into the Huangpu River, or throw it into a corner machine. It's no use crying over spilt milk. Then come on. +6 success. Li Yuyang was excited. He even felt he is the chosen one today. He had completely forgotten why he had come to the blacksmith today. It's also because the debt collector chased into the game. As a last resort, he ran into the blacksmith shop and fought to the death. Once you just need to succeed again, you can return the money to them. Come on, who's afraid of whom? Reinforce success. The fortification period was successful. It really worked. Li Yuyang is going crazy. He left the debt collector in the distance. I couldn't help but smile. Now he is not afraid of aggrieved debt collectors. It's finally time for a new life. Look at the enforcers of the best times. The sword only sold him. He was able to restart his life. But now he was starting to hesitate. With this sword, he can hunt high-level monsters. Peso stroke. But if I had sold this sword, at the age of 35, he still has no friends and family. Even if you pay off the arrears, Li Yuyang has nothing left, or a waste. Li Yuyang completely ignored his previous thoughts. Growing greed. He doesn't have anything now anyway. If it is strengthened again, over time between enforcers, you can sell it for a higher price. Not only can you pay off what you owe, it is also possible to buy a building. This is the real rebirth. Come to think of it, Li Yuyang suddenly pressed his hand towards the strengthening building. A bright light emanated between the enforcers. Reinforced success. Intensive overtime really worked. Li Yuyang didn't know who to thank. Could this really be the smoke coming from the ancestral tomb? This can really be the end. But is it really going to end? One more time. This time it worked. You can't just have one. Premium residences in the heart of the city. You can also have friends again. Since then, he has reached the pinnacle of life. Li Yuyang didn't care about it at the moment. Completely caught up in his daydreams. Reinforcement failed. Strengthened GABA to disappear. Look at the vanished sword of the enforcer. Li Yuyang was already stunned. Didn't you say that the chosen one was good? Didn't you say that the gods blessed the ancestral tomb with smoke? Why continue to reinforce? There is a chance to get out of the sea of suffering. Li Yuyang fell into deep regret. He regretted entering the blacksmith shop. Regret borrowing usury. Regret playing this game. If only you could go back 15 years. He probably won't be like this. Li Yuyang was crying so much that he almost fainted. Suddenly, a wave of dizziness hit me directly. Is it going to die suddenly? Sudden death is fine. At least it won't be so sad anymore. Li Yuyang sat up from the bed suddenly. When I opened my eyes, I saw that I was in the hospital. What the hell is going on? A doctor's voice was heard nearby. The doctor told him. He applied for a new type of game pod experience program. But it only lasted 15 minutes. Fainted in the game pod. Fortunately, it was delivered in time and did not make a masterpiece. People from the game company also came to comfort him, want to compensate him for a state-of-the-art game pod, and some moral damages. I just hope he doesn't talk about today's events. Li Yuyang was at a loss. Look at the wall watch. He couldn't figure out if it was a dream or crossed by himself. But no matter what, I have experienced the decadence of not having family and friends. After life, Li Yuyang will definitely not experience it a second time. He used to be at this age because of a female netizen I knew. In the game, someone gave me a knife. In order to give female netizens a crown, become a heavy gold player along the way. I can't extricate myself from it, going farther and farther on the road of Kajin. Family and friends all stayed away from him. Caught in the middle of it, he did not hesitate to borrow from usury. Also kill all sides in the game. At first, it was also possible to move bricks in-game. Livelihoods. But after 15 years of operation of the game, in-game currency depreciation, he also lost his source of income. I had to go into the blacksmith shop and sacrifice my life. Now it's all in the past. Look at your younger self in the mirror. Everything can be done all over again. Now Li Yuyang is young and has no arrears. Extremely. I didn't even start playing the game of the Most High God. But how could it be forgotten? It was a game that had been with him for 15 years. Although it was like a dream, but in Li Yuyang's heart. That's his 15 years. It's useless to talk so much now. What the hell is going on? Just log into the game to find out. Welcome to the city. The world of the Most High God. Li Yuyang returned to a game world that was both familiar and unfamiliar to him. Look at the towers in the distance. Sure enough, it wasn't a dream. It's exactly the same as the game in memory. Li Yuyang slowly walked up the tower. If only it were a sword demon. The gameplay is not the same. Then his memory would be of no use. Li Yuyang from the package. Take out the only weapon. Novice wooden sword. Ground level one-handed weapons cannot be destroyed. Can only be used in the Newbie village. Now, there is only this one weapon. Let's make do with it first. Suddenly, a killer bee appeared in front of him. And other polar poisonous insects. Hordes of monsters. Look at the attributes and names of the killer bees. Sure enough, it was the same as what I had played before. Although just holding a wooden sword. But this kind of killer bee that has struck countless times. It's just a piece of cake. Let's start with a gray chicken. Dodge killer bee attacks and jumps. Finally, he jumped up and stabbed the killer in the neck with one click. This is his weakness. Take advantage of the gap when the killing front is paralyzed. Li Yuyang grabbed the wings of the killer blade. I used the Deuce 3S. Simply and neatly solved the killing edge. Li Yuyang looked at his palm. The current body and speed, far beyond the body of the previous 30s. Don't. It's the real body that affects the game character. Li Yuyang is in the body of the killer foam. Rummaged up. It didn't take long to find a weapon. Ironic one-handed weapons. Ignore the opponent's level. Mandatory paralytic vaccination. Take that thorn. Now, he can be sure. He's not dreaming. Exactly as he remembers. He's literally going back 15 years. Since God has given him a chance to do it all over again. So this time, he's going to be the god in this game. Commoner identities rule this game. Whether it's an artifact adventure or a treasured prop. He wanted them all. No one is more than him. Get acquainted with the gameplay here. Someone else takes 5 minutes to solve the murderous wind. He only needs 5 seconds. When others are still on the first floor, he had already gone up to the 9th floor. It also set a new world record. Just when he was preparing God for the 10th floor, suddenly a difficulty choice pops up. It turns out that this is the hidden level in the Newbie Tower. Grade C is 10 times more difficult than Grade D. C+ grade is more than 100 times more difficult than D grade. As a hardcore player, both A+ and S level have been played. That must be the C+ level. Li Yuyang held a novice wooden sword. Alone he walked towards the 10th floor. He didn't know. The outside world has been shocked by his actions. Just now, the Four Seasons saved the hidden boss. It also refreshed a record for clearing the 9 floors. He's already a hot figure out there. At this moment, Li Yuyang is still fighting monsters in the Novice Tower. Skeletron of the Earth's poles. In his eyes, it was a moving target. After reviving his attack mode, just take it and seal 4 on him. Skeletron was stunned by the Novice Wooden Sword. It seems that Li Yuyang is not only a Krypton player, is still a qualified cadre. After defeating the boss, Li Yuyang received a C-grade plate armor. Nails in class. With this piece of plate armor, Li Yuyang maybe. It's the strongest player in this game right now. Just as he was about to leave the Novice Tower, when traveling to other areas, suddenly it sounded, just clear the Newbie Tower in the shortest possible time. To open the legendary 11th floor, Li Yuyang rummaged on the ground. Finally, find a hidden button in a piece of wall. Press the button. A hidden stone door is revealed. It looks like this is the intersection on the 11th floor. Just when Li Yuyang wanted to step in, an attack came at him, dodged by his deft bend. Li Yuyang, who was lying on the ground, was stunned for a while. What the? How could such a strong attack be fought? Li Yuyang could only run while hiding. Suddenly, a heavy punch struck. Li Yuyang didn't have time to dodge. Was punched against the wall. Li Yuyang, who was sitting on the ground, looked at the monster in front of him. It was also a tiger roar. Players at this point in time, it shouldn't even be able to defeat C+ monsters. How could a monster of this level appear? Full-bodied roast questioner-esque grade. Earthquake snacks by attributes. Height 15 meters. This is the development team trying to kill the player. Follow the memory in advance. This guy is a dragon. One of the top races in this game. His first appearance was 10 years later. Although he is huge, he is agile. At that time, the players formed the big league. Defeated him. But now it's in the starter tower. Terrain on the first floor. Although it is a hidden layer, but the appearance of such a monster is also outrageous. Not to mention, Li Yuyang still only had a novice wooden sword in his hand. Li Yuyang dodged the attack of the bus again. It was only then that I discovered the trick. It turns out that this bus is imprisoned. In this state, he can only be a living target. This is the last mercy of the development team. Bus reached out again and grabbed it. After Li Yuyang dodged again, I gave him a sword. Damage, 125 as a qualified Gandhi. After seeing that it was not a drop of blood, Li Yuyang smiled happily. Although the damage is low, but the novice wooden sword will not be damaged. And the Dragon J Guardian does not have the ability to recover. In this case, it is not completely impossible. Just concentrate. He couldn't beat Li Yuyang. When you want to solve a physiological problem, it is also possible to escape to. The monster's personal training is on the original underground line. And now it's just the 2 of them on the 11th floor. Theoretically, it could be grinded to death. That's it. Li Yuyang and the Dragon J Guardian were consumed. 3 months later, the last drop of blood was also lost by Li Yuyang. He also managed to reach level 32. Now, even those kryptonite players, the highest should not exceed level 26. It took 3 months to die. The most important thing is not the level increase. Instead, he obtained the blade of his wailing. In one-handed weapons, attack damage is increased by 900. Special snacks can be used. This weapon was the #1 weapon in darkness that year. The weapon of the god of Sibith. Although his attributes are similar to those of Dance. But the terrible thing about a lover is not in the power of attack. With the clearance of the 11th floor, Li Yuyang was also teleported out of the Novice Tower. He is prompted to choose a faction. But Li Yuyang didn't want to join any camp. Although you can get benefits by joining a faction and a variety of equipment. But that also means you can hunt monsters in your faction. That's the case. Isn't there half of his prey? What is the top understanding of what it means to play? The man would rather be naked. I don't want to wear even the lowest level of armor. Because he's a dry land. frequent skipping challenges. Even if you were the strongest defensive equipment at the moment, it is for a second to be hit. So, simply spend all the money on the blade. It's Li Yuyang, who is naked. Onlookers from other players in the Newbie village. A few little quacks came over to find Li Yuyang's hemp. Because Li Yuyang played AC before. Tier armor is placed in the auction house. These guys are here to rob. They are also all old fritters in the game. Due to the game's setting, Li Yuyang didn't have a way to kill them directly. So I put on a smiling face. Invite a few little gada to go and get C together. Upgraded armor. Waiting for the novice respect. Li Yuyang didn't pretend anymore. In the showdown, he is the real boss. 3 or 2 clicks, and it was solved. These little quacks that don't have long eyes. There was no sense of accomplishment, though. But high-level bullying low-level is cool. After a meal of melon searching, that is, I got a low-level slime spirit. This thing requires 1,000 slimes meat before it can be extracted. It seems that this group of idiots has learned from a certain witch next door, ascended to the current level with a slime. No matter how you put it, it can be regarded as a harvest. Li Yuyang C expedited armor placed in the auction house. It was also sold, 85 million. And that's just a piece of equipment that needs to be expedited. It seems to be a new server. Some living room bigwigs couldn't help but make a move. In the past, Li Yuyang wanted to recharge the game. Savings will be spent. It's different now. It's not just about earning back what you've spent. I have to earn dozens more houses to come back. Li Yuyang's target this time is the one who breaks the pregnancy. This is a magical bow, an arrow. It was named after a certain awesome archer. Li Yuyang is not an archer, though, but he especially needs speed. This piece of equipment increases movement speed, so he was bound to win. Just as Li Yuyang was advancing, a C-class monster appeared in front of it. He didn't care if he needed a C grade in desperate need, but there are so many at once. It was also something he didn't expect. All are welcome. One is also an answer. Coming to a group is also an answer. Li Yuyang shuttled among the monsters. This operation is already full. Still couldn't stop the crowd and almost took a blow. This made him even more desperate to get his hands on the bow. I saw the entrance. There's no need to follow a bunch of monsters. Kicked the door open and rushed in. As long as you walk here, you won't be afraid. Because Li Yuyang remembers this fan. The map of the palace soon came to the chief's room. A giant intellectual ghost slowly walked towards him. Red Oni C expedited trait giant evil ghost earthquake fusion. This naked man is called Li Yuyang. This time he's coming. The leader of the raiders is this eater. Rigue slowly walked towards him. And I was not polite to him. If you come up, you will unleash a skill earthquake. The earth roared. The ground shattered. Li Yuyang jumped up flexibly to dodge. After falling to the ground, he was complacent about his determination to be naked. What kind of armor can withstand this blow? If you get hit, when the 9th degree is instantaneous, it will have to be cleared. It's in Li Yuyang, when you want to concentrate on the crusade against the ghosts. A group of small quacks surrounded him. But 50 has arrived. These little quacks don't stand a chance anymore. One by one, they fell to the ground. It turned out that Li Yuyang was before coming in. Everyone gave them a knife. The nature of grumbling causes them to bleed continuously. That's why the god of calamity is number 1. The scariest thing about this sword is here, with the demise of the little quacks. Then you can have a good fight with the red ghosts. The red ghost saw that the little brother was exposed by this, and it was difficult to solve. A flame erupted from his mouth and rushed straight towards Li Yuyang. Li Yuyang hurriedly hid behind a rock. The red ghost's eyes glowed. Continue to unleash the skill earthquake. Li Yuyang stared closely at the feet where the red ghost was about to fall. When his feet first came into contact with the ground, I jumped up immediately, dodged the red Oni's blow. This is also thanks to the slime boots underfoot, so that Li Yuyang can land downstream. Since he dodged the key ultimate, then the rest is not simple. Let's put a horse on his leg to kill a chicken. Just consume him slowly. 3 hours passed. See, the red ghost who was in a hurry fell to the ground. Li Yuyang also went well. Be the first player to beat the haunted house maze. Okay, easy to solve. Except for this one sea urchin chief. It seems that there are 2 more sea expedited ones. Let's solve it all together. Nightmare Forest. Li Yuyang ran away with the food of the strange spider on his back. It's a sea rush monster. It is characterized by poisonous insects ambushing. Height 5 meters. Although it is not as noble and tall as just now. But agile 8 legs. The characteristics of poison should not be underestimated. The spider chased Li Yuyang behind him. Clouds of venom shot at him. But Li Yuyang didn't plan to return the things to him. This time he came with a plan. Li Yuyang ran farther and farther, already running to the edge of the demon forest. He jumped over a hill and didn't hit the ground yet. The weird spider rushed up again and fed it a bite to eat. This pig is also quite hard. I want to bite into it again. Li Yuyang looked at the approaching spider and did not dodge. What was he waiting for? He ate the spiritual footguard. This season, you can go offline and order takeout. That's when it happened. A big snake suddenly sprang out from behind Li Yuyang. It is forbidden to bite the spider. Spiders also fight back with pain. The 2 big guys saved the cow and fought together. It turned out that this was Li Yuyang's plan. Spooky spiders don't give up their prey easily. That's why they are in hot pursuit. This sea-expedited long ridge-eyed king snake. You won't let go of enemies who break into your territory. It's a good trick to drive snakes and swallow pearls. The 2 monsters clearly don't have much intelligence. Directly fought together. Li Yuyang sat leisurely next to the play and watched the play. Ran so far. Finally, I can slowly appreciate their battles. In the end, the fisherman profited. Obtained 2 pieces of C+ equipment. Li Yuyang, who has an S-class weapon. Naturally, I don't like C+ weapons. The armor is even more unthinkable. Just hang it up. 2 pieces of equipment have been put out for the auction house. It caused an uproar among players. Players from all walks of life have made a move. It was born one after another. Li Yuyang sitting in front of the computer. He even laughed out of the sound of a pig. These days are really getting better and better. Not long since. Like them themselves. In order to compete for the equipment discarded by the masters. Fight for bankruptcy. Is this what it's like to be an elite? A phone rang interrupted Li Yuyang's thoughts. The call came from his cheap uncle. Parents go early. Uncle is the guardian. As soon as I answered the phone, it was a reprimand. Every day, I know how to play that broken game. I don't know if I'm looking at the uncle. Which of your cousins is no better than you? I couldn't even get into college. Li Yuyang hung up the phone helplessly, obviously holding his parents' inheritance. Provide for cousins to go to college. Even had the face to reprimand himself. In an instant, Li Yuyang was just gone. The rising sense of superiority snapped back to reality. It's too early to be truly wealthy. There is no need to stay in this novice home. Lao Tzu is going to play the real thing. Hot hell. Li Yuyang looked at the ancient tomb in the distance. It should be enough to calculate the distance. Save the camel behind him. After a while, the blood on the ground. It attracted a terrible guy. The sand is getting closer and closer. A colossal realization appeared in front of Li Yuyang. A hastened death like insects bottom creatures. Super defense against drought. Excavation earthquakes. Height 50 meters. It is worthy of being a plus leader. That's a lot of that. Now that it has been drawn, let's run. Even if it is Li Yuyang of the last century. I can't kill this death with super defenses, such as pets this time, to win him out. It's not to kill him and explode the equipment. It's for something else. Li Yuyang is becoming more and more proficient at pulling monsters. After a while, I ran to my destination. A look at the ancient tomb. He ran straight to the top of the tomb. Death is like a worm because it is too huge. I hit the tomb headlong. A tunnel the size of a basin was drilled out. It's much better than a drilling machine. Li Yuyang walked along the tunnel. Step into the depths of the tomb. He found that the worm had burrowed to the other end. This key and the owner of the tomb covered the start. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Come to think of it, Li Yuyang ran excitedly towards the leader area. But I just ran to the door. I found that the gates of the chief's district had been wide open. Could it be that someone took a screenshot of the first login? Li Yuyang went inside to watch the drama. A man and a woman appear in view. This is the female anchor Lu Yinran who harmed herself. He used to be. Step by step, lead yourself to the abyss of bankruptcy. Be tempting. Now that I think about it, isn't this just a routine loan? There's the man next to him. It is the creditor who lent it to me. That's a real hammer. Thinking of this, Li Yuyang gritted his teeth with hatred. But I think about it 15 years later. Now they don't know each other. Li Yuyang also slowed down his mood slightly. Before Li Yuyang could speak, the black-hearted generation invited Li Yuyang to join them first. Raid the master of the Tomb of Desire together. Li Yuyang is psychologically clear. None of these 2 people are good. I guess I just want a cannon fodder. Coincidentally, Li Yuyang also happened to want 2 cannon fodder. Then let's go together. Let's see who pits who this time. This man and woman are sisters and brothers. Men lend money. Women engage in online dating. Not only drain the money out of your card, you also have to get a loan to brush the supercar. Before Li Yuyang crossed, it was they who took Li Yuyang step by step, brought into the pit. This time, since I met them again, then you can't blame him for being ruthless. 3 people enter the chief's quarter. On the red carpet, the camera is a throne, and the owner of the ancient tomb sat upright. The nameless queen avoids the undead trait. Mind control, turning around and fighting 100 battles. He saw a player enter. He slowly stood up. The scepter was struck on the ground. Exudes a powerful micropressure routine. When the 2 siblings saw this, they rushed forward immediately. Lu Yinran turned around and asked Li Yuyang to go first. But it was already empty behind him. The 2 of them panicked. I finally found cannon fodder and ran away. How else does this queen fight? Just open the door and leave. But the door lock was broken by Li Yuyang. This immoral operation made the 2 of them tremble. There is no choice but to fight hard. Just defeat him. You will be able to earn the title of pioneer. The 2 of them rushed towards the queen. The queen swung her weapon and slashed it up. The man raised his shield and blocked it. Unexpectedly, the queen's attack intensified. The routine man is also desperately blocked. The queen pulled away from the fist fight. Seeing is the rhythm of magnifying moves. But these attacks were blocked by shields. The queen saw that the attack had not worked. He rushed up again. After blocking the attack again, seeing the opportunity, the routine man hurriedly shouted for his sister to attack. Lu Yinran is not ambiguous. He took the 2 knives and slashed at them. The queen's left hand with a weapon was slashed. Stuck in stiffness, the exposed man also took the opportunity to slash a heavy blow. One of the 2 sisters and brothers is in the front, and the other is in the back. The fit is seamless. The strength should not be underestimated. See how hot they played. Li Yuyang was also watching with relish on the side. Is worthy of being the top 30 sisters and brothers in terms of strength. There are 2 brushes, but what they don't know is the nameless queen. It's not that simple to solve. The tide of battle turned. The nameless queen has changed her attack, and it's getting faster and faster. It's a pain for the 2 of them. After the one-hit flying routine is difficult, there is no meat shield. Lu Yinran also inevitably took a blow. Just when Lu Yinran closed her eyes and was about to go offline, the nameless queen was beheaded with a knife. It turned out that Li Yuyang came to K-head at the right time. This makes Lu Yinran too stupid. Actually snatched the old lady's tail knife. Perennial printing was actually K-headed. Li Yuyang doesn't care. Speaking of which, it saved them. They were still arguing. A message from the system indicates that the nameless queen has been hunted successfully. There is a female character in the team. Triggered 10,000 tomb hidden plots. Both of them were startled. I didn't have much experience after beating the nameless queen. The equipment hasn't been lost either. Could it be that the nameless queen is not dead? Li Yuyang suddenly had a splitting headache. The voice of the nameless queen echoed in her head. After a while, Li Yuyang stood up again, let out a wild laugh. The glasses are also golden yellow. Pick up the queen's scepter and emit countless bolts of lightning. He couldn't say a word about the routine. But this Li Yuyang is very calm. Do you think that following you is just a hijab? Became the nameless queen. This is because they triggered the hidden appearance of a tomb. Tibetan plot. The only woman in the group was occupied. At this moment, Li Yuyang has her own consciousness. But I can't control my body. To add insult to injury. 2 prompts pop up. Lu Hong received that your teammates were possessed by ghosts. Don't drop the new Queen Li Yuyang. Otherwise, the account will be banned for 1 day. Li Yuyang. Received is the new owner of your now sworn copy of the death. Take out the intruders. Otherwise, experience will be greatly reduced. Banned for 7 days. Li Yuyang looked at their sister and brother dramatically. Apparently, he knew about this hidden copy before he came in. I'm still worried about how to rate it. The 2 siblings sent them up. When Lu Hong was still making waves. Li Yuyang's attack had already arrived. With the explosion of skills, Li Yuyang holds the queen. The scepter struck a heroic blow in the explosion. Obviously, my sister is even more ruthless. Yes, the system does not prompt the task to be completed. It turned out that there was still one Li Yuyang who had not been resolved. Now it's all right. The younger brother was sent offline by his sister. There were only 2 of them left. Entertainment is counted together in the hospital. Li Yuyang will not stay. Li Yuyang looked at this red pervert. Even if you don't get controlled by the nameless queen. He also wanted to kill Li Yuyang. The scepter went forward. A ball of flame erupted. Li Yuyang easily dodged. Just kidding, the S-class monsters can't hit him. How could a mere B-level skill hurt him? Li Yuyang increased her power and released countless lightning bolts. I saw Li Yuyang up and down, left and right. Dodge with ease. Arrived in front of Li Yuyang. Li Yuyang is not afraid of water. Dodged the sweep of the scepter. By the way, a knife cut Li Yuyang's leg. Coherent. Li Yuyang felt a tingling pain in her legs. But he couldn't hit Li Yuyang's itchy teeth. It's another season of ultimate sweeping. The surrounding area has become a vacuum. Unexpectedly, Li Yuyang was lying on the ground. Dodged the delay of this season. Such a high level of skill. Even if you squint for a while, you can hide from it. Li Yuyang looked at Xiao Chong, who was like a cockroach. Anger rushed to the heavenly spirit cover. He raised his scepter. There are countless imitations of light in the sky. Li Yuyang looked up at the sky. It's real. Then he won't take it anymore. Put on the slime. Like a loach, they dodged the lightning one by one. This scene made Li Yuyang look stupid, completely forgetting that this is a fight. Li Yuyang didn't give him a chance to resist. An arrow pierces it. Li Yuyang's shoulder was immediately punctured. Then there's the chain poke. Drove Li Yuyang to a dead end. Li Yuyang begged for mercy pitifully. Such a cute expression. It must have felt good in the hand. Congratulations on defeating Nameless for being the first one. The queen began to hand out rewards C to expedite one-handed 5G. The ancient bronze sword Chi also came out. The rewards are also in hand. Li Yuyang was overjoyed at the moment. Who knew? He turned his head to look. Quite a few things fell from the place where the 2 men were killed. This time, Li Yuyang is even more happy. I'm going to pick it up. Li Yuyang's voice came from the side. It turns out that you can leave a message for 10 seconds after death. Then I heard it for a while. Li Yuyang didn't care about joking so many things. What's wrong with being scolded twice? After registering the title of Ashes again, Li Yuyang chose to go offline. Sit up from the game pod, only to find out I still have the video system on when I play by myself. Looked at Li Yuyang's message after being killed. A good idea came to Li Yuyang's mind. The title is called The Undead Scumbag. And don't forget to type. Li Yuyang, who had uploaded the video on the horse, was lying. Fell asleep in bed. As everyone knows, he has been mistaken for all the attention. A dream you've always dreamed of. Don't know, brothers. Can you let me experience it tonight too? This feeling. You think it's a brick move. Studio time. He's actually a routine loan company. When you feel like this is a family. Black-hearted loan company at the time. In fact, he also does black-hearted intermediary work. Count Li Yuyang's words. This is also an online dating scam ring. In short, the sister and brother know a lot. It's very miscellaneous. But today the two of them were in a bad mood. Li Yuyang put them under the copy yesterday. The video of being pitted was uploaded to the internet. Made Li Yuyang's sister and brother very unhappy. Not only did they get their accounts banned, also made Li Yuyang suffer from online newspapers. That bastard only coded himself. He doesn't even dare to go out now. Video posted by Li Yuyang not only stimulated the sister and brother, it also caught the attention of professional teams. The so-called layman looks lively. A team of connoisseurs. The contestant found out from Li Yuyang's video. This kid's operation is very good. Professional players are stimulated to go back to their hometown to plant red. Potato Coach Ryu is crazy. Be sure to dig him up. Contact him right away. Accept it no matter how much you want your annual salary. But Li Yuyang rescued 2 words. Fike, a professional player, watched the video very calmly. As an ace in the inward, he was also amazed by Li Yuyang's reflexes. And I admire his strength. But why is this guy naked? Li Yuyang, who is naked at the moment, waiting for its unknown floating island hunting. Dense tongue of filth. That is, it can be solved with one knife. For him to make a hit video thing, Li Yuyang felt that it was no big deal. It's just a matter of chance. What is there to be surprised? But he forgot. After 15 years, this is not a big deal. Mobs. But now the game has only been launched for a few months. Li Yuyang won't care so much. Continuing to attack dungeons, playing equipment and selling money is the king. Li Yuyang came to a stone statue. He is prompted if he chooses to help Marion. Yuyang chose no without even thinking about it. After joking and helping, the reward will be much less. How could it help? Li Yuyang knows the doorway. Sure enough, the stone statue said to Li Yuyang again, "Since you won't help, then help me get my revenge." Then the system pops up again, triggers the hidden quest to destroy the weeping Galadia. It is unknown whether the reward will be accepted or not. Li Yuyang showed an excited expression. What we are waiting for. Li Yuyang from Marion accepted a hidden plot. Now he's rowing a boat. Sing the song to the destination. The Lord Flesh Spirit. I heard that the previous god of fighting took this task. It became the number 1. This time it's my turn. Li Yuyang fell from the sky. A board axe chopped the boat to pieces. It turned out to be Li Yuyang, a sworn enemy. After the last time he was trapped, I didn't expect to come to the door. Skimming to the side. Isn't this the little quack from episode 4? How did they find it? It seems that Li Yuyang still has a little ability. Li Yuyang, who is very good at playing a bus or something. But there is such a thing as a group fight. It's not something civilized people should do. Li Yuyang made a move. Get out of the crowd. He stood bare-necked on a high place. Shouted at the crowd below. I don't want my treasure. I'll give you whatever you want. Follow me. I'll take you to eat fragrant and spicy food. He bets on the people down there. Not all of them. All hate him as much as Li Yuyang. Sure enough, I heard these words. It's not just the little quacks who move. Even Li Yuyang herself was shaken. Li Yuyang struck while the iron was hot. So give your choice. Do you want to play a copy with me? Just like that, a temporary dungeon team has been assembled. Gao Rue took his sister and brother. The three musketeers of beauty. And of course, those little quacks. Another unexpected person also joined in. He is the ace of K1, commonly known as the Little Flyers Mauritian. He will be ranked first in China in the future. The ceiling of a single gladiator among the aces of the national team. I really didn't expect him to follow. Except for those. The little quacks who were too weak automatically withdrew. The others went to the main meat grove together. They fought their way through the road. Finally came to a circus tent. After Li Yuyang saw the tent, just rushed forward. Lu Hong, a black-hearted boss, is also quick-eyed. Quickly followed. You have entered the hidden quest Hidden Golem's house. The actors on stage have been awakened. A C+ straw smearer. It's a smash in the head. To Li Yuyang and the two who rushed in. There is also a density of C+ next to it. And C+ honey mouth. Li Yuyang doesn't need these things at this moment. C+ a small quack. He wears red track leather boots on his feet. Has the earthquake skill of the red rail. It was a gift for them. Step on the ground with 1 foot. A burst of shattering. The earthquake deals double damage to these monsters, coupled with the swamp tooth properties on their bodies. That's 4x damage. Such damage stacks on the bracket. The scarecrow was destroyed before he could eat even a single knife. The Joker takes the opportunity to attack. Li Yuyang also easily dodged. I saw that he stuck it in the clown's head as soon as he saw it. Excuse me. The combos are too smooth. Didn't kill the 3 sisters standing next to them. The boss Li Jinyu also showed a serious expression. In fact, the 3 of them don't have much enmity with Li Yuyang. Is that Li Yuyang will be the first to take the lead every time. And I just feel uncomfortable. Now see his strength. Didn't wait for Li Jinyu to finish admiring it. The little quacks next to them shouted. Let Li Yuyang rate the equipment with them. It has to be fair and equitable. This scene. It is not too late to let a few people who also come to trouble Li Yuyang. Although it is not too late, it will not help Li Yuyang get ahead. Even in the little quacks, they're still struggling. Li Yuyang's time. Li Yuyang was victorious. Of course, everyone has to share the equipment that broke out. After all, we're teammates. These words are said brightly. It made those little quacks embarrassed. Watching the little quags being refreshed by Li Yuyang's group. The group rumored that Lu Yanran was a person who was cheated once. He understood that Li Yuyang definitely had some conspiracy. They are in this harmonious atmosphere. Entered the hidden puppet witch 2 together. There is only one statue in the center of this room. Nothing else. It's so empty that you can't even find a mob. Suddenly, the people behind the scenes were very angry. The quest boss has arrived. Then there was a heaviness. Just when everyone let their guard down, a small quack was shot in the head. The person next to him was startled. But before he could react, 2 more people were sacrificed. Lu Yanran saw Kit Kat, busy reminding me to be careful of the stone statue. The stone statue at this moment is the same as it was at the beginning. Nothing has changed. But look closely. You can see that his palms are covered in blood. Li Yuyang sneered beside him, worthy of Lu Yanran. The boss is Galadia, who weeps from the stone statue. This is the 5th year since it was launched. Only someone has cleared the ruthless character. The inspiration for this level setting. Featured in the popular British TV series in 1963. Weeping Angel. The Legend of the Flower Girl was added to the game, thus adding a lot of dramatic nature. But it also makes the strategy difficult. Raised to the level of pervert. Lu Yanran cut it off first line, but it had no effect. Li Tongyu next to him also came up to make up a big move. The momentum is not small, but the image is still unmoving. Only Mauritian observe the details. You may have to wait for the boss to attack before you have a chance. There is nothing good to be done at the moment. I could only tremble and be wary of the stone statue. It's at this tense moment. Li Yuyang sang a little song and entered. Looks confident. Movement now has 2 ways to leave a quest. He held up a finger and was the first to be killed by Bus. The second is to defeat the weeping Galadia. Isn't this nonsense? Lu Yanran was also speechless. This boss can't be beaten. The attack is still very weird. What can be done? Li Yuyang laughed after listening to it. You can't help it. I didn't say that. I can't help it. He held out another finger. I can perish myself. This boss. Lu Yanran looked at Li Yuyang, who was pretending to be mysterious. Angry and shocked. Burst a small quack next to it. Used to react up. You can figure it out yourself. What did the boss call us for? A sentence that wakes up the dreamer. Lu Yanran also reacted. Li Yuyang smiled and asked, what are you doing? What else can you do? Of course, it's a cost. 600,000 will be hit. If you don't give it, you'll all be bossed in seconds. I'm picking up the gear you dropped too. The teeth of heavy popularity are tickling. Lu Hong rushed up directly. I want to give this kid one. Gives you face, huh? In the game you hit hard. In reality, you were submissive. Don't forget what Lao Tzu does. Li Yuyang pretended to be very scared. Didn't wait for the attack to fall on Li Yuyang's body. Lu Hong was seconded, and this is good. Lu Yanran, you have to pay $2. This can choke Lu Yan's gas. A knife hit Li Yuyang's neck. What if you take the money and don't work? Li Yuyang smiled and said that then be a Dan baby. Dan Bao is a type of supreme god. Very secure way to trade. Subsequently, Li Yuyang opened Dan Bao's guarantee system. It can be regarded as the most rigorous trading system of the supreme god. The money is deposited into a guarantee account first. If the conditions are not met, it will be returned to the original owner. Everyone saw that Li Yuyang opened the guarantee. Still no one wants to pay for it. This guy isn't a reliable guy. Subsequently, Li Yuyang's words shook everyone. Defeat the weeping Galadia. All the spoils are yours. Everyone was shocked. This is a B+ boss handbrake. Has a high chance of dropping the B+ gear zone. 600,000 is nothing. It's a surefire deal. Lu Yanran still knows Li Yuyang. After all, he has the most dealings with Li Yuyang. This kid certainly doesn't have any other good fart. After Li Yuyang finished speaking, very confident that they can follow their own script. Team up first and defeat the boss. Everyone has loot. Second, spread the process of defeating the boss online. It's another lot of money. If you quit now, you don't have to pay for it, but you don't get anything. So they're definitely going to pay for it. When I saw Lu Yanran, I saw where my neck was. Li Yuyang knew that it was done. Now that everyone agrees, then each of you only needs to transfer 100,000 to me. Didn't wait for Li Yuyang to finish speaking. A system prompt is coming. There is electricity to transfer 1.2 million gold coins, Li goldfish, silverfish. Copperfish transferred 600,000 eunuchs. Transfer 600,000 fighting god to 600,000. Li Yuyang couldn't hold back his laughter. I mean 600,000 in total. Each of the 6 of you will be 100,000 yuan. Looks like you guys really want to defeat this boss. Lu Yanran didn't bother with him about this issue. Again, after beating the crying Galadia, everything that falls is ours. Li Yuyang snorted uncertainly. Raise your legs and walk towards the stone statue. This Galadia, which lasted for 5 years before being attacked. Li Yuyang has long been familiar with it. Among them, the mechanics and customs clearance skills are up. He went up and picked up AC. Festive ancient bronze shield. Look at this piece of equipment like waste. Li Yuyang laughed. So many times on the panel of the essence. It's in a question mark, especially what you little quacks can relate. He told everyone to close their eyes. This is followed by the reflection of the shield. Map the stone statue to the shield. Galadia looked weird at the moment. It was as if the hands were slowly opening. Suddenly he moved, stretched out his claws, and grabbed Li Yuyang. Li Yuyang had already taken precautions to dodge this blow. Immediately followed by the boss. Another digging. Li Yuyang hurriedly bent down to dodge the attack. An arrow stabbed the stone statue. After the stone statue was hit, crazy attack on Li Yuyang. Li Yuyang also calmly avoided them one by one. At this moment, Galadia revealed its true face. Must be hurried monster rock shy. 2 meters tall is just like self-destruction. The key to this bus is shyness. If someone looks at him, he won't attack. Restored to the appearance of the stone statue, but basically invulnerable. Only when everyone is not looking at him. He will only return to his physical body to attack. It is this characteristic. It's he who stands in the game. The reason why it can't be broken in 5 years. Li Yuyang saw that the bus was becoming more and more fierce and impulsive. Shout and open your eyes. All eyes opened. The bus has also regained 10 forms. Everyone looked at Li Yuyang with a confused expression. I don't know what he's up to. Suddenly, Li Yuyang shouted again, "Please close your eyes when it's dark." The crowd could only obey and close their eyes. Could it be that the strategy for clearing the customs is to stand and close your eyes? Listen to the crackling sound outside. There was only one thought in everyone's minds. Really good to know what's going on. An explosion woke up the warnings. The real boss is coming. That's how Galadia fights. Grade A Medusa trait. The snake summons mana burning. Just a few minutes ago, the eyes of the crowd were still closed. Wait for Li Yuyang to solve the boss Lu Yinran. The little woman. I was still thinking about whether to open my eyes suddenly. Hit a handful of Li Yu. I didn't expect the handbrake prompt to arrive so quickly. With Li Yuyang to deal with Galadia. The margin was also successfully credited. Li Yuyang smiled from ear to ear. The crowd cheered and cheered. Of course, except for Lu Yinran, who was a little unwilling. But after waiting for a while, no loot dropped. At this time, everyone also realized that something was wrong. It was Lu Yinran who reacted the fastest. In retrospect, Li Yuyang, that guy. It's impossible to be an honest thigh. Let the crowd be 600,000. How could you just let that guy make a loss-making deal? That is, when they are stunned. The real boss, a Gimedusa, appeared. His eyes glowed eerily red. Black flames emanated from all over his body. Slowly looked at the crowd. That's when they realized. There is no reward for killing Galadia. Recalled that he was cheering with Li Yuyang just now. It's like being sold, and I helped count the money together. Just when they were suddenly appeared in front of the boss. Under the stunned time, petrochemical has begun. There are ups and downs. This is also outrageous. The setting just now still has to don't. The boss immediately becomes unable to look directly. Except for Li Yuyang, who is open. Who would have thought of this? Li Yuyang was closing his eyes tightly at the moment. Toothy grin. Lu Yinran can still move while her head is still moving. Turned his head and glared at Li Yuyang, a dead pervert. Sure enough, it's broken. Li Jinyu was also helpless. Sighed and resigned himself to his fate. What else to do? Who told us to read less? But that's not going to be the end of it. It didn't take long for everyone else to be petrified. Only Li Yuyang was left standing in front of the stone statue of his 5G teammates. And so on 5 megaliths and 1 person who was not petrified. Suddenly, one side leg attacked Li Yuyang from behind. Li Yuyang instinctively dodged and looked back. It turned out to be Ma Ritian. He was slowly lowering his right leg in a fighting stance. It's a pro. It's really resilient. You can guess the boss setting without opening the hanging. It looks like he's still going to be weak. Martial artist. When did the little flyer ever suffer such anger? Since beating him as a professional player. To be strong and powerful. To have an IQ, to have an IQ. To have a good look. Before that, there really is no one who can pit him. Li Yuyang hurriedly pulled away. His admiration for Ma Ridjuan has gone to another level. This is the person Li Yuyang admired the most before. The strength is really not imaginary. 2 people. Just like that, he was confronted against Medusa, completely ignoring the fact that there is an A-rank boss next to it. The whole set is full of energy. Fuck the A-rank boss. Let's take a breath first. What is called genius? It's the same time. You can't beat people with a hanging fight. Ma Retian is such a person. As a pro-talented player. Even if Li Yuyang is an open man. Nor is it an opponent. Look at the man with a perverted smile on the other side. Hit the hot day is really faithful. This man doesn't wear clothes, not to mention, he likes to pit people. Don't say a word. According to Li Yuyang's head, bang bang is a punch. Li Yuyang looked at it and dodged. But the face was still cut by the whirlwind. This made Li Yuyang unbearable. He who struck me in the face was like my wife. If you fly up, you have to fight back. But the little flyer barked in vain. It only takes 0.2 seconds to go from the fantasy 10. Li Yuyang couldn't hide. You can only take out the ancient shield to block. Several cracks suddenly appeared in the shield. Li Yuyang, look at this idol that has been worshipped for 15 years. Only to find out that the pressure to be his opponent is really high. Be sure to calm down. Take advantage of your own movement speed to dodge the opponent's attacks. Marintian's eyes were like saws. The son of da. Then it was almost on Li Yuyang's face. There is no way but to take the shield file. There is no way to dodge it. There are more cracks in the shield. Another flying ladder came. This time the distance is enough. Li Yuyang bent down to dodge. A rear sliding shovel opens up the distance. Increased movement speed with red rail leather boots. Still couldn't completely dodge his attacks. I can't beat it. It's a shame. With his current strength, a single brush of C+ bosses should be a breeze. Maritian looked back at Li Yuyang. This kid's ability to beat people is really weak. A man who can only PBE punches again. This time, Li Yuyang laughed. Looks like we're going to have to play tricks. He's got this outfit on him. It is the equipment of Maritian's peak in memory. What a coincidence. As an old fan, Li Yuyang is not just urging more. Whether it's Maritian's combo skills or weaknesses, he remembers it clearly. This time facing the attacking Maritian, Li Yuyang is relaxed. The dodge is just right every time. It's like rehearsing. This time it's my attack. Li Yuyang smiled maniacally. When he saw it, he stabbed Maritian in the face. Maritian hurriedly withdrew his fist and blocked with both arms. But Li Yuyang's sword blade turned and stabbed him in the thigh. Solid endured. Grievances at the sight. Maritian suddenly felt a wave of weakness hit him. Life is constantly declining. He touched his liver. Said distressfully, "What did the kid do?" Li Yuyang prepared a move. Send your idol offline to eat takeout. But he underestimated his idol. Maritian also hid the table. He took advantage of the gap between Li Yuyang's attacks. A punch struck the shield solidly. The shield finally couldn't hold it anymore. After all, it's just a functional shield. The defense is really not good. Looking at the shattered shield, Maritian couldn't hide his smile anymore. The leader that my little brother can't beat. No one else can fight. Li Yuyang glared at this opponent. It is worthy of the same collar. The men of an era are really worthy of admiration. But this Medusa, I can beat it with my eyes closed. Maritian was stunned. Can you fight without that shield? That's the A-grade Medusa, Li Yuyang. I stretched out my hand more than that. Waited for the day. Let's go watch the video online tomorrow. I'll put the clearance strategy on it. Medusa is still concave in place at the moment. Li Yuyang took a deep breath. Close your eyes and walk towards him silently. As a qualified chicken eater, listening to the position indicates the basic operation. The use of voice recognition skills is the high-level gameplay. Hi, I'm Gandhi Chingyang. Below will be a video of me for everyone water. This time we're going to play the Medusa dungeon. I was going to use a bronze shield against him, but the middle teammate suddenly turned back. Shattered my shield. Fortunately, Lao Tzu is awesome. You can hit with your eyes closed. Medusa has 3 active skills and 1 passive skill. An infernal ice spike suddenly emerges from the ground. It's hard to prevent. Everyone must pay attention to the second. Infernal Molten has a large area of AoE. Because the range is huge, Everyone should also pay attention. After dodging 2 randomly triggered abilities, you can use a sliding shovel pair. The boss performs a physical attack. Because it's with your eyes closed, everyone must remember beauty, the position where 2 So's first stands. At this point, Medusa is likely to trigger the 3rd active skill, Summoning Yes. Bengali cheats summon beasts that have been battle-hardened. Immunotoxins. Immunity to magic. Height 15 meters. Don't be afraid of him. He's just a summoned beast. The attack is very simple. The first is the tail sweep initiated in the upper right. Then there is the fan attack on the bottom right. Finally, there is the head hammer. These attacks will be repeated over and over again. If you listen carefully, you can easily dodge it, although he is immune to magic. But the physical defense is low. Just take it out quickly by getting close to the station. Believe me very simply. Wait, everyone has dodged Medusa's skills countless times. Medusa will gradually enter a state of rage. It will then also trigger the passive skill Mana Burn. This also represents Medusa. All that's left is thought. We need to prepare an ancient bronze sword beforehand. Everyone must be confused. Why should you prepare this C+ gear? Because this equipment restrains the dragons. It has a 100x bonus. So here's the problem. What does Medusa have to do with dragons? Obviously the race of the world's snake riverbank. Although it is outrageous to say. But just because of snakes and dragons, there is a slight blood relationship. So it will also be affected by the devaff of the dragons. The attack damage of the golden bronze sword is 80. Adding a 100x bonus is 8,000, plus the attributes of their respective dark clans. That's a knife 999. Wait until every Dusod goes berserk. It's when you're fighting with him. It only takes a single knife to finish him off. Thanks to my teammates who were with me, I was able to easily get Medusa's handbrake. Do you understand? If you understand, go to the strategy dungeon. Then we'll see you next time. The turtle is the story. After Li Yuyang got Medusa's handbrake, obtain an A-level piece of equipment and a land-level material. There is no need for equipment and materials to be posted online. Besides, the video of this issue will not be transmitted. I'm not sure yet. It's too watery after all. Li Yuyang, after recording the video, sit in front of Medusa's head. Motionless. 3 hours have passed. Li Yuyang actually said something to the head. Lao Tzu is getting impatient. Hurry up and move on to the next step. Who knows? Medusa's head actually opened its eyes. Is this the power of knowledge? Medusa's head slowly spoke. I was once human. After falling in love with the black dragon, she gave birth to a child. I can't blink to the thought of that child. So this time the hidden mission is to kill my child. Let our mother and son be reunited in hell. This bullshit development team was designed. What a task this is. You've discovered a hidden mission. Medusa's motherly reward is unknown if it is accepted. No matter how outrageous the nonsense is, I'll have to take it. You can't go against the dealer. After Li Yuyang accepted the task, a black key fell from his hand. Black is a first-class polar. Don't read homonyms with cheap mouths. How unlucky the 2 sisters and brothers are with a black heart. Remember the last time he was sealed by Li Yuyang's pit for 7 days. After that, this time it was pit by 1.2 million. I have to go to his video every time to be the heroine. Thinking of this, Lu Yanran couldn't wait to strangle him. Lu Yanran, who couldn't control her emotions. I can only use wine to drown my sorrows. The younger brother suddenly came back and said, because Lu Yanran is the heroine of the popular video. Although it is a villain, but it has also risen a lot of popularity. Now they have more than 300 organic guilds. Lu Yanran couldn't help but laugh when she heard this. Old bird, you kid wait. My mother must let you taste my awesomeness. In the dungeon, Li Yuyang looked at the corpses all over the ground. Not only was he surprised, my old bird also has times when it is cut off. These are not simple sea urgency. Now at this point in time, no one should be able to beat this copy. Which god is it? Li Yuyang continued to move forward. Suddenly, I encountered a light rail with an expedited C. Could it be that the other party thinks that he didn't finish the fight after he went? Bypassed. Li Yuyang flexibly dodged the attack of the light rail. With a smile on his face, this head just belongs to me. I saw the light rail coming. Li Yuyang didn't dodge this time. Rather, it also lifts one foot. Stomp on the ground. The earthquake effect unleashed a roar. Take advantage of the time when the light rail loses its goal. Li Yuyang is an arrow when he goes up. After 3 hours, the light rail fell to the ground. Li Yuyang continued to move forward. Look at this fight trace. It was supposed to be left by the archers. Could it be that the archer is brushing Li Yuyang alone? Just entered the entrance to the next floor. There was an explosion in front of him. Countless pebbles crashed on him. Leave his poor 320 blood collapse with 99 left. If there were a few more stones, he would not die on the spot. Li Yuyang looked at this behemoth. I'm sure it's not a monster that I've beaten. Then he must be the second brother of the A level. Burn according to the mana of the poisonous beast. This guy is not simple. It's hard to fight him at the current player's level. Who the hell was the archer who hit him? Look at the figure and the equipment. Could he be the one? This roaming is in the process of swiping a copy of the 10 splits. A-class leaders can only be beaten passively. This sturdy figure and handsome face. He's Dirk, Li Yuyang's memory. He is the god of the folk leaderboard PvP. Delicate operation with one hand. Make a career in the sewer's shine. Also known as 1/8,000,000. The popularity is even higher than that of the flying pigeons of professional players. But one day, Dirk Cat suddenly disappears from the game. No one knows why. It's this mystery. The legend of the Dirk Cat was created. I really didn't expect to meet him here. Oh no, he's been cornered. Gorgo swung a move at him. The cat licked her tongue. Quietly dodges the attack. Durgo immediately turned. But before he could continue attacking, he slipped and fell to the ground. Li Yuyang watched carefully. This is the skeletal snail industry. Slimy. There's also a hell of iron in it. It's amazing the moment when I was approached to a dead end. Traps are created. It's a Dirk Cat. Dirk Cat is already confident at the moment. Looked at the second brother, who only had 5% of his blood left. He pulled out Pigage's one-handed weapon, the Blade of the Weak. 5% chance to kill Remnant. Dirk Cat's strength is good, but apparently also a flying ball. I've tried 20 times. None of the stab effects are triggered. It's time to trigger this time. Dirk Cat rushed straight for Gorgo. Unexpectedly, Gorgo actually triggered a passive skill at this moment. Mana burns, but as an operational player, Dirk Cat, it won't give him a chance to activate his skills. Shake your hand. The Blade of the Weak went straight to Gorgo's head. Gorgo let out a roar. Fall to the ground. Dirk sees the leader fall to the ground. It's also a let your guard down. Li Yuyang, who was hiding behind, saw this. Quickly shout for Dirk to stay away from the leader. It's too late. B-class monster Gorgo's greatness. Jean de Bloody bit the Dirk Cat. At this critical juncture, Yi Mingjiade appeared. Ate that little tail in one bite. The ring in Li Yuyang's hand was still glowing. It turned out that he had summoned it. Dirk turned his head. Look at the guy in the vacuum under this robe. Was this man who saved himself? Li Yuyang nodded. He's not a bad guy either. In the original timeline, it's the ghost straight boots that should be Dirk's. After he had earthquake skills, there is no need to fight Jelgo in close quarters at all. It won't almost roll over. So Li Yuyang's heart. There is still a hint of guilt. Dirk Cat doesn't know. He owes Li Yuyang a favor to these little 99. They talked. Jelgo's handbrake prompt arrives. Dirk Cat is still the #1 in the single kill rankings. Is stronger than Li Yuyang, a Guasham master. He recovered the volumetric force on the ground. Chong Li Yuyang said in the future, I will definitely repay you. Our family has always been grateful. Li Yuyang smiled. This favor is more fragrant than equipment. Then he made it unceremoniously. Let Dirk do him a favor now, because next he needs a strategy. The last layer of inverse strips. Dirk Cat obviously doesn't have Li Yuyang. The treatment of this Star Moon 3 member. He thought this was the end. On the first floor, Li Yuyang didn't say much. Walked straight to an altar, then rummaged through, under a stone platform. Found a hole similar to the left eye. He pulled out black. I poked it at once. Dirk Mao was stunned, and the ground began to crumble. Both of them fell. You have entered the 8th floor of the Hidden Dungeons lair. The true leader is coming. It's unexpected. There's a big guy hiding here. Bagarisk, son of Medusa. Gradually appear in the darkness. Immunity to magic reflection. 90% physical attack. Extremely high toxic damage. How to attack such a leader. Li Yuyang and Dirk Cat enter Mitzi's lair. On the 8th floor, I saw this big guy. Not only reflect damage, it also attacks from a distance. Just take one hit and you're done. He is still surrounded by a sea of poison. It's still over after staying close for a long time. This 180 resurrection arms can't be defeated. Li Yuyang has his own tricks. All quest strategies are not useless. He jumps straight off. Summon a German with a lone resistance. Stand on German guard. He had a place to stay, since the movement will still be restricted. But at least there is a chance. Just when he wanted to go up and attack. Germangad was thrown off a boulder. Smash a column gland. It's not good. I'm going to be hit. A hand of his hand. He was shot in the left eye. It turned out to be a Dirk Cat. He fought to get hurt. Rescued Li Yuyang. Here's a good opportunity. Li Yuyang took the opportunity to slash the leader's waist. Bagarisk let out a roar. Dirk also jumped on German guard. Even if there is the poison of German guard, it won't last long at all. He was also expected to be consumed by the bleeding effect of the Morning Blade. It's simply impossible. Li Yuyang turned his head and left. Follow the stairs and go up. Bagarisk, just behind him. It turned out that Li Yuyang poked that. Not at all to trigger the Morning Blade. Rather, it pulls hatred. That guy is very vindictive. As long as you take a hit, you will keep chasing. Until the player is killed. Dirk Cat was already trying to back down at the moment. This time the preparation was inadequate. Let's wait until next time. Li Yuyang didn't think so. You just have to follow. Merchants have their own ideas. The Dirk Cat is also out of the way. The words that are spoken are spilled out of the water. On the 6th floor of the basement, Li Yuyang only skimmed the rear. Judged the leader of the berth at once. Poisoning skills. Sure enough, Bagarisk behind him released poison. Dirk Cat looked shocked. Can this also be predicted? Li Yang explained that there were 350 needles in the poison flash. There are 370 stitches of poison. There is a difference of 20 stitches in between. And when the poison flash is activated, his Adam's apple will swing up and down. But the poison only swayed faintly from side to side. That's the roughness. Young people see more and learn more. The roar of 38 degrees of Een on the 5th floor of the basement is a black 0 egg. 4 floors underground. Gidge Cat observes Bajalesk behind him. Now the monsters on all levels have suffered. They were all poisoned by the leader's poison flash. 3 basement floors. Looking at Bajalesk, who is getting closer and closer. Li Yuyang also fell into tension. This guy has 80% HP left. There are fewer and fewer places to run. Time may be running out. He hurriedly searched the neighborhood. Suddenly I saw the 2 stone pillars. He quickly ran away with the Dirk Cat. Bagarisk then destroyed the stone pillars. Followed. It was at this critical juncture. A pillar of light descended from the sky. The shadow of youth gradually showed its shape. This is the light rail that has just been refreshed. Light. Without saying anything, he threw himself at Bagarisk. Li Yuyang next to him shouted, "Come on. It's wonderful. Refreshed just right." How important is the strategy of the dungeon? Dirt Cat, a former folk god, known as 1/8,000,000 of men. I also have to admire Li Yuyang. The idea of a strategy dungeon. Take advantage of the toxic nature of German Guard. Find an opportunity to give Bagarisk a knife first. It not only hung up the land tyrant, but also pulled the hatred. Trying to kill Bagarisk with a bleeding effect. It takes 3 hours. It takes 90 minutes to climb from the 8th basement floor to the 1st floor. But there were still 90 minutes to go, and there was nowhere to dodge. Thereupon, Li Yuyang took advantage of the refreshed time of the light rail to drag on. Bagarisk, but a festive monster. How could he drag Bajilai, who was 100 times stronger than him? Sure enough, it takes only 10 seconds for the Bagarisk to solve the light rail. 10 seconds is enough. The two of them had already reached the intersection of the 1st floor. Basement level. Bagarisk. Once again, they came to the two of them. At this moment, it is already the 1st layer. The passage down has been blocked. There's no way out. Deke Mao also felt that this was the end of it. How could it end here? The show has just begun. Why did Li Yuyang have to kill a light ghost? It's for the moment. A fusion of the boots of light rail and the boots of red rail. The boots of the outer path appeared. Big Yich's boot stats have been greatly improved. And there are also more powerful earthquake skills. Li Yuyang was waiting for this time. The right time, place, and people. Li Yuyang stepped on the boots of the outer way. Shine brightly. Earthquake skill activation. The rumbling sound was endless. The ground kept crumbling. Huge Pakirisk. Fall with the gravel. A huge hole appeared in front of the two of them. The nest of the rebel is very deep. Each floor has a high ceiling height. Bagarisk drops from 1 to 2. Due to huge inertia. The ground on the 2nd floor couldn't support him. Continue down to 3 floors, 4 floors, and 5 floors. Until he fell back to the place where he was originally imprisoned. Heavy Bakirisk. Fall on the ground filled with venom. He stretched out his paw and looked in Li Yuyang's direction. Li Yuyang is going down from each song at the moment. It seems that even if you can't fall to death, Bagarisk, if he still wants to climb up and chase me, the bloodshed of grumbling would also kill him. Deke Mao had to say. The man next to him seemed to have read the strategy a long time ago. It's really impressive. You've got the world's first kill. You've earned your first playthrough achievement. You have completed the hidden mission. Start handing out rewards. A series of system prompts came out. And then there's a piece of A. Add a few false rebel stars in front of you. Go back to the 8th basement floor. Li Yuyang, who was picking up equipment, fell into a frenzy. I didn't expect that. It turns out that this artifact came from here. It's a surprise. Dirt Cat looked at Li Yuyang embarrassedly. He shot an arrow the whole time. Then there's autofollow. On the contrary, it was an achievement for nothing. I'm so sorry. If you have anything to do in the future, just come to me. I will help with all my might. Li Yuyang thinks this guy is really righteous. Dirt Cat looked at the name of the handbrake ranking. Veteran. Speaking of which, I've seen this name somewhere before. Come to think of it, it is a federation of several large trade unions. A hunt order for you. What a chase order. Lao Tzu has never done anything hurtful. Dirt Cat hurriedly opened the task column. The table was shown to Li Yuyang. Publicly hunt down the player's old bird. Crimes, foul mouth, stealing monsters, blatant leaking of black equipment, and so on. This is slander. I'm going to sue them for slander. Yang's face turned red. Suddenly, he turned to laughing again. Just this bunch of waste little quacks. And unite against me. Since they are so faceless, then I'm going to strangle them before they grow up. In the Kiln Hot Hell shelter area, a group of people gathered here. Wants to besiege and kill Li Yuyang. But he didn't wait for Li Yuyang to come out. They themselves fought first. Little quack is little quack. Even a mob has to be robbed. But Lu Yanran's voice could be heard, and everyone stopped. Let's not forget that we're targeting the old birds this time. It turned out that the driving force behind the scenes was Li Yuyang. It's no wonder that these people would unite to make an order. Li Yuyang continued to brainwash the people in the audience. What is our goal? Li Yuyang. Who is our enemy? Li Yi's balcony was furious. It's like a pyramid scheme. Li Yuyang looked at the group of people who had gathered over the bar. That's about 500. They have a fan base of more than 100 people. This is also thanks to a certain local tyrant called Decoration. A bounty of 10 billion was offered to kill the old birds. Li Yuyang thought that this time Li Yuyang would be killed. 1,000 cuts. I couldn't help but crack my mouth. And thanks to Mr. Dirk the cat. In order to find the whereabouts of the old bird. Dirk doesn't know if it's okay or not. Li Yuyang felt that there was the help of this folk master. The odds are infinitely close to 100%. As long as you can kill the old birds. Bounties and all that are easy to say. With that, he was about to turn and leave. Dirk stopped him. You have to kill the old birds. There must be other purposes. The next day, everyone looked intently into the depths of the desert. Wait for the old birds to appear. Li Yuyang. He even spared no effort to buy a level from Magic Scroll. The lightning column was bought at a high price. The head of a good bird must be mine. There was a rustling sound. The ground teleportation light pillar lights up. Li Yuyang stuck on the right time. It directly uses a lightning chain. Everyone else has unleashed their skills. Earth-destroying abilities hit the waypoint. Li Yuyang looked at the center of the explosion. I'm sure I'll kill him this time. Wait until the smoke clears. An object resembling a large shape is revealed. What the hell? We had a jumbo poop. Suddenly, the stool moved. Ran away in an instant. There was only one dead camel left in its place. There was blood on the ground. This can make this group. Little Quack is at a loss. What the hell is going on? Li Yuyang stared at the camel closely. Wasted a level 4 magic scroll. It's a big loss. Suddenly, there was an earthquake in the distance. A huge figure emerges from the ground. See this huge creature. Everyone was stupid. Blood-colored as an insect, it slowly opened its mouth, rushed to the crowd, and bit it. Li Yuyang was speechless. He didn't know. The old bird that made him gnash his teeth at the moment. I was watching them from a short distance. The little quacks have come for supper. Who did this group of little quacks provoke? Yuyang wants to strangle them in the cradle. There are extenuating circumstances. The key is to organize their Li Yuyang. The Rand siblings also want to use them as cannon fodder. Is worthy of being a black-hearted sister and brother. In the face of a huge death like a worm, this group of little quacks suffered heavy casualties. The living sturdy also panicked. Under the high amount of attack power, no one can withstand a blow. Li Yuyang saw this situation in parallel. Hurriedly commanded Li Yuyang. Everyone, quickly swipe the world with the news of death like a worm. Let more people know. The warriors stepped forward to contain the monster. Mage's ranged release is magic. Remember to cast the magic of the military system. Death like a worm is a heavy family. Our magic is 4x damage. Wait until the boss eats the skill to an end. The warriors rushed again. Well, it's all on now. With the command effect, it is immediately different. Death is like a worm, and being beaten can only turn on super defense. But turn your head. Li Yuyang's sister and brother muttered behind their backs. I don't even know that this group of stupid forks are being used as cannon fodder. We'll wrap it up at the end. It was just perfect. Death is like a worm, and it is now a failure. After all, 100 people are on Trader A. The urgent ones can't bear Lu. Yuyang once again encouraged the brothers. Hold on a little longer, and we'll win. Chung, see victory in sight. His younger brother also began to get restless. This kid actually wanted to finish the fight. The leader confessed to the eldest sister. I didn't expect to be shot in the head with an arrow before I finished speaking. Li Yuyang also hurriedly turned around to look. Could it be that the Dege cat is backwatering? The younger brother beside him also fell with a heavy sword. The figure of the Dege cat appeared in the distance. It turns out that your kid is a two-in-one house. Dago cats don't talk nonsense either. He raised his bow and shot out. Death in the distance is like a worm that has been shattered. A large amount of blood spurted out of the mouth. Slowly fall to the ground. The crowd erupted in cheers. Suddenly, the ground trembled again. A black-robed man walked slowly from the dust. The ultimate winner is me. You little gada. Everyone panicked. Could it be that this kid wants to grab equipment? However, equipment drops are based on contributions. This guy didn't touch his hand. Now you guys. Death like a worm with super defenses. Did you really kill you? What the hell is going on? The day before the Old Bird War, Li Yuyang learned from the mouth of the Dirt Cat, after being wanted by the 3 major trade unions. And it was also learned that this temporary alliance was not united. They also offered bounties to each other. Li Yuyang thought of using Dirt Cat to do internal hardness. Led them all here, in order to add another fire to them. The one who released a 10 billion bounty. Minima's rich man is Li Yuyang himself. Giant stool in the teleportation system. It was Germangard who came out of it. This guy is magically immune. Fortunately, archers are a sewer profession. There are no ranged physical attacks on the other side. And, of course, the all-important question of contribution value. Death like a worm is a super defensive A-rush boss. Li Yuyang had already slashed with grievances in advance, and then used that group of little quacks to divert revenge. Fought for so long with the real hurt of the Morning Blade. The bleed effect is naturally the highest contribution. That's all there is to it. Li Yuyang looked at them with a sneer. This group of little quacks has helped a lot. Before the crossing, I couldn't beat this death worm. It's going to be in my hands today. Suddenly, an arrow stabbed from the side. Lu Yenran actually engaged in a sneak attack. Sparks and lightning along the way. It was cut on Li Yuyang's body. Li Yuyang, who has always been thin. Is it going to be someone else's wedding dress this time? What is it? Can make a man with an exposed spleen. Put on protective gear. Of course, it had to be an artifact. There are a total of 3 artifacts in this game. At present, the heart of the rebel child and such as heavy crust. It's all in Li Yuyang's hands. As coming out of the novice village. A veteran exhibitionist who hasn't worn a protective gear. I can't resist the temptation of the artifact. Also thanks to this move, only then did Li Yuyang make the crispy skin of the 3 cypress points. It should be Lu Yenran who will not die with one blow. Don't underestimate Lu Yenran. He's more than just a vase. Can dodge dirk attacks. Also look for an opportunity to sneak attack Li Yuyang. It can be seen that this woman is not only engaged in online dating. Li Yuyang drank happy water, jumped off the worm, showing off his new clothes to the Dirt Cat. The two looked at each other with a smile on their faces. It is recommended to get the certificate directly. When the two of them talked to me, that little quack wasn't happy anymore. When you grow up, you can show your affection. It's not that you don't treat us as human beings. Li Yuyang looked at this group of cannon fodder, although he was very unhappy. But there's no way to solve it all. You can only rely on playing with mud like insect skin beetles. Passive escaped. Just flee to safety. Just go offline and you're done. Let those rookies who have only been playing for 6 months. Couldn't find us either. Anyway, you two can't even hit it. Let's go straight to the final step, right? This is like a strategy in full swing. Xiao Feek is still studying at school. There's no way he's still in high school. You can only play the game for 2 hours a day. Now he is also very troubled. My sister is hospitalized and needs a hospitalization fee. Signing with the club is still a yin-yang contract. Players are not allowed to take private jobs. I can only rely on helping my classmates sell equipment for a little money. But this little money didn't help at all. Just as he was depressed walking down the street, a flyer flew over. Li Yuyang was not idle after he went offline. I hurriedly went to my relatives to fill a cup. He was in a suit and leather shoes. Appeared in front of the uncle and the second uncle. I also booked the luxury car. delivered to the uncle's door. This early morning can make Uncle Gene angry. But who called him unreliable? Not only did he not help this orphan, is also bent on encroaching on Li Yuyang's parents. It's impossible to make them nag a penny again this time. Li Yuyang, who was driving a luxury car, was in high spirits. Maybe he got his chance. This breath comes out of comfort. Asia's first night of the Most High is about to begin. The host of the main meat forest is full of passion. The 6 million prize money will be spent. Let's wait and see. First up is the number 48 PK Bridge. He has won various competitions, is a hot player. Against it is the number 9 player Maritian. Maritian came to participate in the competition without the club. Everyone thought he was a little quack. Bets were placed on the start of the game on the 48th. PK Joe took the lead. In a fit of anger, he drew his sword and slashed out. Immediately received a heavy punch in the face. The body saws backwards. Just kidding, the pro fried fish is coming. How could it be a gear? PK Bridge was not convinced. It's another ride on a sideways horse, and the Queen of the Sun jumps and dodges. Another punch hit the PK Bridge in the side waist. Then the instrument went on an uppercut to end the fight. It's all a little quack that relies on equipment. I'm going to get this bonus. So neatly solved the opponent. The audience in the audience was also hooked. The host was also excited. Then the next game is Maritian against the Old Birds. Could it be that the old bird of the pitman is coming? But when he stepped onto the stage, I found out that it was an imposter. Be at least 2 meters tall. The pit crunch should be a meter shorter than him. The competition has officially begun. The imposter Old Bird was the first to put down the cruel words and touch me. Even if I lose. Really thought he was Li Yuyang. Maritian smiled slightly after hearing it. Good guy. The protagonist doesn't dare to say that to me. Hit it with a punch. Imposter Old Bird cross-arm block. Maritian is another season of left hooks. Hit the masked man in the face. Another season of whip legs. Playing the imposter Old Bird. The 10-year-old altar is separated by masks. The mask of this combo also launched a counterattack. Lift a C+ one-handed weapon. And it was gone. Mari Diva jumps to dodge. Unexpectedly, the opponent's attack distance was more than expected. The elephant is long, pulling the wound on the face. Maritian analyzes the guy's fighting style. It's obviously a melee fight. The attack range is quite long. It is estimated that it is another Sin spleen. And he brought a weapon. Isn't this looking for death? Compared with the Old Bird, that kid, this guy's dodge ability is still a little worse. Maritian hit it again with a heavy punch. This time, the weapon characteristics have been blessed. It's even faster than the previous ones. Flames erupted from both fists and slammed into the opponent. Just hit the opponent's bare abdomen. Can solve this battle. That's when it happened. There was a sigh from the audience. What old and young birds can't hold up in the second round? It's just a small dozen. Beat the horse Retian was stunned for a moment. The real Old Bird, though despicable, but never raided the copy that he didn't even dare to raid. It's in this stun kung fu. Boxing. Subconsciously played on the mask of the imposter Old Bird. The imposter took the blow, though. But there was no loss of combat effectiveness. It's just that the mask on his face is shattered. Make him who he really is. It turned out to be the third in the Central Plains. Kaiying, the number 6 professional player in Asia. Isn't that a coincidence? Everybody's here to fry fish. I didn't expect it to crash. Kaiying looked at the guy in front of her. This damn thing. I wanted to participate in the competition as a brute. I actually exposed myself. If you lose the game again, that's a loss, since there is no need to hide your identity. Then the game will officially begin. Little quack, good guys. 2 pros come to fry fish anonymously. They also met together. I call you good. King Kaiying and Little Flyer Maritian. A melee tank, a melee brawler. But Kaiying, who is wearing equipment, has deep blood. The attack speed is not slow. The current Maritian is not an opponent at all. Just scratches cost a lot of health. Ma Tian widened the distance between him and Kai Ying. I'm going to pull it off. Who knew that Kai Ying actually lifted the big knife? A knife mark was issued. Split over. Ma Tian hurriedly flashed to the side. I haven't waited to catch my breath yet. He was surrounded by knife marks. There's a faint meaning behind it. Kai Ying is behind Ma Tian. Raised a 40-meter broadsword. To split it down, Ma Tian has been at this time. There is no time to dodge. Directly set up your arms to block. This is a heavy blow. Has hit Ma Tian's blood to the bottom. Although Ma Tian was unwilling. But I also know that I lost. If killed, add another death penalty, and it would be more than worth the cost. You can only close your eyes and admit defeat. Kai Ying, who won Ma Tian, withdrew the machete and was indignant. Scolded a waist unevenly. Ma Tian didn't look back. Walked straight out of the ring. What a waste of time. But it can't be helped. The strength of Overlord Kai drink is really strong. Think of it as gaining experience. There was a question mark next to it. A rap of tightness. The real man walked towards Ma Tian. Ma Tian looked at it and didn't know this person. But he asked, before in the ring, when you can obviously hit the opponent in the abdomen, why turn to attack the mask? Ma Tian was also stunned when he heard this question. It's all visible. But why? Is it because of the name Old Bird? That Sundra Ma Tian did not answer. The armor man didn't dwell on it either. Raise your arms and extend 2 fingers. Don't forget to press me in this game. Ma Tian looked at the familiar gesture and became interesting. Clip the Old Bird to fight. The next game, number 21 player Lao Bird against number 3 player Ma Dongwang. As soon as I went into battle, a professional player who reveals his true identity. Kai Ying waved his hand at King Ma Dong unremittingly. You little gada. In the face of me, a professional player dares to go on stage. Ma Dongwang is not a single painting. Rub the pliers on your hands. There was a rustling sound on the ground. King Ma Dong wiped the ground with one hand and faced Kai Ying Chong. At this moment, the ring began to shake. Kai Ying's legs trembled unconsciously. Just this wave god's kung fu. King Ma Dong had already come to Kai Ying's face, stretched out his right hand, and grabbed Kai Ying's face and pushed it forward. Kai Ying suddenly had a nosebleed. He picked up the broadsword and was about to fight back. Who knows that his attack hasn't been sent yet? Was interrupted by a blow. Kai was stunned for a moment. I don't know when. There is no longer the figure of King Ma Dong in front of him. Look down. King Ma Dong carries an infinite full set of right hands. The warp hammered up. It's another solid punch. Kai Ying's front teeth jumped out. Kai Ying also wanted to pull away. But the ghost shadow demon in King Ma Dong's left hand was inserted into the ground. It can both start the ring with a snail and shake it. Kai Ying fell to the ground as he was occupied. When you touch the ground, people are sand. No wonder I heard the rustling sound all the time. At this moment, the snail has been activated. King Ma Dong's body has been turned into a huge desert. Whirlpool. Kai is hidden in it. Keeps sucking it up into the center. He held his broadsword, but he didn't dare to go out easily, because his weapon is very powerful. However, it paralyzes itself for 0.5 seconds. In the previous fights, the distance will continue to be widened. Now look at King Ma Dong, who is close at hand. If you don't go under the knife, you can't do it. He slashed out. Not surprisingly, King Ma Dong posted in again, or a punch in his face. This is a heavy blow. Also, because of the feeling of their own pig kidney face. It's going to sink into my head. Hurriedly shouted abstention. But King Ma Dong pretended not to hear and continued to attack. A nice uppercut. Even Kai Ying's protective gear was blown up. The stage shadow lying on the ground was dying. This is going offline to eat takeout. Ma Dongwang, standing in the ring, was majestic. The audience shouted. Even Ma Tian, who has been observing him. None know who was so handsome. The eyes turned to pink. This man has just beaten the world in the ring. Ranked 6th in Taiwan. Even Little Flyer adores him. His painting is called King Ma Dong. In fact, he is Li Yuyang. Li Yuyang is running on the road. When I was still worried about how to make money, a small advertisement came into view. That's right, it's the advertisement that Ma Ritian saw. We don't know about this advertisement. It was not proclaimed by the god who was looking for it. It was Li Yuyang who also went to participate in this game. And it's still in memory. A professional player's routine to participate in. He is the real king of Mahjong. He is also a starter for the national team. The style of play is very aggressive, but it's different from the fighting god horse during the day. He debuted only for a year, was banned by the industry because of the match-fixing turmoil. Even because of that match-fixing incident, it almost ruined the entire esports circle, rather than let him ruin the hearts of countless fans and viewers. It's better to let me Li Yuyang feel refreshed. Thereupon, Li Yuyang engaged in Ma Dongwang's equipment and routines. Won the game easily. I don't know if Ma Dong will appear in a year and a half. After the king saw this game, won't it feel like all the time living in the shadow of Li Yuyang? Tomb of the Brave. It is a tower made up of rooms on 108 floors. The time on the water is the shortest. Climb the highest water to get the ultimate victory. It has been 10 months since the opening of the auxiliary. Countless strong people compete for strategy. At the moment, the best result has only reached the 45th floor. This achievement, I still played when I was 6 months old. No one has broken their record since. It's different now. The man came. He came with a strategy plugin. This time he didn't just want to raid the dungeon. It is also necessary to break the record with the whole live broadcast. It didn't matter, and he wasn't interested. This time I came to attack this tower for only 2 purposes. First, find a clue to the last artifact of the 3 artifacts. The second is the temple. Save the following favorite radio stations from previous lives, LGB. Not long ago, received a private message from Uncle Hong Wong, the host of LGB. I remembered this game radio. He is the host of the show Road to the Emperor. Li Yuyang used to be a favorite anchor. This time since I decided to make a big one. Just by the way, give the right to live broadcast to LGB, which is only a small company at the moment. So Li Yuyang set off with the ghost fire. Even before the crossing. The game has been in service for 15 years, and no one has cleared it. This Tomb of the Brave is only up to 106 floors. But 106 floors are enough. I just need to find the 3 gods. Clues. Plus just break a record casually. This man claims to be able to break records in minutes. But it's stuck on the first floor of the Tomb of the Brave for 20 minutes. Li Yuyang used his arm to block the acid attack in his hand. He crouched on the ground and gasped for air. I don't know. I thought he was attacking something that was known to the world. A copy of the name too. He was dressed like a worm's skin. And 2 artifacts of the star of the first sun stood on the first floor. The one in front of me in my hand is Lem. This is a confusing operation. The national audience was speechless. Is it still the old bird? Facing skepticism, Li Yuyang said that this guy's nirvana is uncertain. There's no way to dodge, and it's in a small space. It's extremely bad for a dodge type like me. Well, you're right. Let's rush forward in one go. The 2nd and 3rd floors. On the 4th floor, you enter the 46th floor of the Brave. This time, the opponent is Pikagi's Wado Maru. Giant demons. Stealthy. Seismic fusion. Height 45 meters. Li Yuyang saw this monster. It was immediately cleaned. He's got a good thing. Li Yuyang led him inside. Suddenly, Wado Maru's body began to explode. This place was arranged by Li Yuyang with poison. Wado Maru walked on it and made a popping sound. Li Yuyang continued to walk in with him. Suddenly, Wado Maru became furious. He put his claws on his body and propped himself up. The ground began to crumble. Li Yuyang walked through the gravel like a leisurely stroll. Wado Maru is good at physical attacks and sneak attacks. Huan waits in a dark corner for his prey to be caught. But this trick was of little use to Li Yuyang, because he could hear faint breathing. Here comes the outer road is finished. Come over, and if you have a heavy skill, you will shoot directly. Li Yuyang hurriedly took out the ring and summoned Yemengard. The massive German guard is in the front. Li Yuyang bypassed from behind. As soon as I saw it, I scratched the outer path pill. He circled the body of the outer path pill. He was given a circumcision. You got the 46-tier handbrake of the Brave's purpose. You defeated the boss Waitamaru and received the reward. Li Yuyang wiped the sweat from his head. Get ready to claim your prize. The red magic outside had jumped for joy. This time it can make the radio explode. Li Yuyang didn't care when he heard it. It's just a trifle. No big deal. After saying that, he went to collect the reward. Bagaji's materials are really good. Li Yuyang took out the boots of the outer way. The previous sentence of the fusion agent is being fused. Please do not disconnect the power supply. The outer boots emitted a bright light. Entered into the fusion. This time the ratings have increased again. The profession of anchor is too easy to do. Hit videos in minutes. You have entered the 47th floor of the Tomb of the Brave. The leader's lining is finally about to appear. How strong is the fusion equipment? A small fusion agent. Just one thing that can't even kick the urgent leader to death. Light quilt. Upgrade to can be put. Trapped the 47th floor, which countless people couldn't climb. The leader kicked to death. Li Yuyang came to the 47th floor of the Wood of the Brave. I haven't finished enjoying the scenery yet. A flame erupted from beneath his feet. I didn't expect this sudden flame. He also dodged it. Li Yuyang showed an excited expression, waiting for the leader and the arrival. A bewitching succubus appeared in front of him. It doesn't seem to have any attack power, but it made Li Yuyang feel like a great enemy. The lining couldn't be faster. Picking up the scythe, he rushed up. Countless scythe blades swept across the field. Li Yuyang dodged quickly, but it was still scratched. This is a large-scale AoE shockwave. Let Li Yuyang fall into the martyrs. I saw that the lining rushed up again, but Li Yuyang opened the floor. Greet the pampering of the inner membrane. The lining is not stupid, knowing that this is the heart of the rebel who reflects physical damage. Instantly switch to a magic attack. It has two attack methods that can be switched at will. Physics and magic are only between the applause. Li Yuyang couldn't directly activate the skill of playing dead, seeing the lining being cheated. In an instant, he activated the Rebel Star's Rebel skill. But the speed of the inner membrane. How can you be beaten so easily? He dodged the shockwave and got close to Li Yuyang. A series of knives almost hit Li Yuyang. Li Yuyang jumped back. Nor is it the way to go. Sooner or later, it will be resolved. He drank happy water. The velocity of the lining is calculated. Aiming at the right time, he pulled out a cloth bag and threw himself forward. The unknown liquid inside splashed the lining of the body. The intima was also stunned. That's not all. It's over so soon. In fact, this is the crystallization of Queen Slime. High movement velocities of the intima can be limited. Ghostfire wasn't happy anymore. It's still live. You're trying to make the video harmonious. Li Yuyang can't help it. For this kind of boss who is faster than himself, he can't play what he's good at. The inner demon was splashed all over. Instant rage. Up again a scythe. Li Yuyang can dodge. A violent explosion followed. The movement was even more violent than the attack just now. Oh no, it may be that the intima triggers the properties. Abnormal libido. Ghostfire was also puzzled when he heard it. What a bullshit trait this is. Which sand sculpture programmer wrote the code? No matter what. Finally slowed down his movement speed. After dodging the mask again, the equipment fusion was successful. This is what Li Yuyang is waiting for. He turned to face the mask. The boots on his feet have been replaced with new equipment. A plus magma pellets leather boots. Increases movement speed by 70% to use the skill flame cloth. Faced with the re-attacking intimum, Yang raised a foot and kicked it head-on. I saw flames erupting from the soles of my shoes. The sheer power turns the entire terrain into molten. The rocky area is once again solemn and unpolished. The rumbling sound was overwhelming. Bring the flame out. There was only one humanoid ash on the ground. The surrounding forces are simply not too terrifying. Uncle Redwood, who was outside the court, jumped up happily again. Li Yuyang is really famous at home and abroad this time. Not only did you clear the 47th floor, also defeated by, who is said to be absolutely impossible to brush alone, Chief of Geijai. Although a seemingly mediocre Bai was exposed. Geijai's two-handed weapon. But this weapon can definitely sell for a good price. Just when everyone thought. When Li Yuyang wanted to take advantage of the victory to pursue, he opted out of the copy. Once again, the man stood in front of the reinforcement platform. The last time he went to the blacksmith was before the crossing. Could it be that this time he came to gamble on a wine artifact? After Li Yuyang attacked the 47th floor of the Tomb of the Brave, I chose to withdraw from the challenge. Such a choice. It was the result of his consultation with the mahogany book. It's a shame to finish it once. Definitely score multiple times to play. It's best to wait until someone else breaks the record. Then go and break other people's records. This will definitely attract a lot of traffic. I have to say that it's a pity that Li Yuyang doesn't want to be an anchor. Li Yuyang, who came to the strengthening platform again, and not as nervous and hideous as last time. Reinforcement +1 is successful. Boost +2 successful. Enhancement +3 success +6 success. +7 success. Li Yuyang looked indifferent. Keep strengthening as you go. It's as if it's the same as before. Enhancement +8 success. Succeeded again. Before the reading book could react. Boost +9 success. This is outrageous. But Li Yuyang was still expressionless. Stared at the enhancement crystal. It made him think. The embarrassed look before getting up and crossing. Maybe he brought it on himself. If there really is a God, nor will it bless gamblers. Li Yuyang withdrew his hand. Just when Uncle Hongwang thought he was going to stop, Li Yuyang pressed his hand down again. This scared Uncle Hongwang. The beads are coming out. Nokundimens. A burst of bright light dissipated. Reinforcement failed. Looking at the broken home on the ground has hardware. Li Yuyang just turned his head and glanced at it. It's a matter that doesn't matter to the director. What Lao Tzu has now is money. But the mahogany comb that looked at it from the sidelines can't stand the strong stimulation. Passed out to the ground. It's in Li Yuyang and the mahogany comb. When the live broadcast was in full swing, Lu Yanran has just been broadcast. As soon as he got off the air, he changed his face. A circle smashed on the table. His hatred for Li Yuyang is like a river. In an endless stream, if not for that guy, Lu Yanran, will fall into pleasing others, to the point of sending little stars. Be sure to hack him hard. If you don't spend money, the water army will hack him. After explaining the matter, Lu Yanran was ready to lie down comfortably. Enjoy your favorite shows. Before he could straighten his legs, I saw that the show invited the old bird over. It's endless. Li Yuyang is also being interviewed about the Broken Plus sake hardware. In fact, he deliberately reinforced the failure. Only after the failure will reveal its true value. To put it simply, he has hidden attributes. It's not done yet. Li Yuyang's mobile phone received one. A message from Team K1 for recruitment. Why, didn't they all say fuck off? Li Yuyang looked at it again and was wrong. It's not for old birds. It was a private message to King Ma Dong. The gap between industrial players and private events. How big is it exactly? Li Yuyang is using the identity of King Ma Dong. After playing a few games in the league, Fame also received an invitation from K1. Although the old birds, this tuba cannot be limited to professional teams. It's Ma Dongwang. This trumpet can be played casually. So Li Yuyang used the ID of Ma Dongwang, accepted K1's invitation. The coach was so excited that he fainted. Li Yuyang took the mask to K1's practice room. The coach enthusiastically introduced to everyone, the new king of Madong. But a bunch of boys, who was convinced him, just came here and was such a dick. Arrived 3 hours late. Who are you wearing a mask for? The coach hurriedly played the round. But who is Li Yuyang now? Oh, cold King Ma Dong, isn't this a good time to get off the horse? He coughed up, you little quacks. Did I make you understand me? Arrogantly, Jean put the 5th in the country ranked Thunder Tiger. Song Iza, who ranked 7th, and Li Tongquan, who ranked 9th, were all introduced. Good guys, one plays the Underground League. I also dare to look for things in the professional team. Say nothing. Let's go heads up. It's not right for you to pick one yourself. Let's give the second team a chance. Maritian, you can go up. Maritian looked at King Ma Dong depressedly. He knew the details of this kid, the protagonist trumpet who falls in love with whom. He wasn't going anyway. This aggressive attitude caused the couple to be very dissatisfied. Teach this King Ma Dong a lesson first. Pack up your horse day again. You don't have a fuel-efficient lamp in your old horse's house. Li Yuyang saw that they were chattering endlessly. Stop talking nonsense, you go with a few. I'm in a hurry. Li Yuyang put on a mask of a few gangsters. This is more to put the other side inappropriate. 1,004 also published a murder book. Inside the hot hell, Li Yuyang stood in place and waited for the 4 people opposite to make a move. Li Tong, who ranked 9th, took the lead. Rushed out first. Hit this kid. I'm enough to draw a skill with a knife myself. The amount of shock hit. Li Yuyang's backhand is a kick on the ground. Earthquake attack aircraft launched. With the help of the exploding fish wave, the whole person rushed into the air. Li Tongye flew up to the sky and was about to pursue Li Yuyang. A palm had already grabbed him by the collar. Li Yuyang's speed picked up. You wait for the little quack to imagine. Another solemn target. Li Tong fell from the sky. Quickly downgrade with a fire attack. Slammed into the ground. Li Yuyang accelerated and dived. Kicked on Li Tong again. Powerful explosions resounded through the desert. Everyone watched in amazement. Who won the hell? That's when it happened. Li Yuyang slowly walked from the explosion crater. Adult book +1. Base attack damage is increased by 1. Well, now it's 1,003s. The sneak attack is imminent. A piercing Li Yuyang's face came to the door. Li Yuyang dodged the attack with a bulge and a backward curve. It's a shortcut to blood. Song Iza made a move. This guy will be invisible. Skill attack bonus 50%. However, defense is reduced by 50%. The standard crispy skin can't eat Li Yuyang at all. Ruins earthquake. Look at the flames that are close at hand. Could it be that it became 1,002 all of a sudden? The explosion dissipated. Yin Jiachu was sluggish and blocked in front of Li Yuyang. He pushed hard. Li Yuyang was pushed backwards. The ground was crushed. Li Yuyang couldn't stop delisting. He is now paralyzed by the shield for 0.5 seconds. Immobilized for the time being. The 3 pros weren't humble either. Stealth of stealth. The charge of the charge. We admit that you are strong. But I don't want to fight the old face. Join forces to kill you too. It's a little tricky. This is if the other side releases all the skills. It must not be controlled to death. 0.5 seconds is fleeting. Li Yuyang hurriedly launched another earthquake. In an instant, the flames burst out again. Do you still want to take off into the air to dodge? Using the same method twice will not work. But Yin Jiaxu looked down. When did the ground turn from sand to magma? Li Yuyang walked slowly in the magma. These boots are handy. The ground within 10 meters melts into magma. You are surrounded by us. One is all made of. A squad of the top 10 players in the country. One with the strongest meat shield. The strongest mage. The strongest assassin. A squad composed of the strongest supporters. Such a lineup besieges one person. was also counter-killed one. In the end, whether to play or not, Li Yuyang singled out the 4 ceiling players of the K1 team. The first hand, drop 1. Succeed in the Book of Murder for yourself. Stacks a little attack damage. The one you killed before isn't considered a pure attack class. Or heads up. This time the remaining 3 joined forces. It's a bit tricky though, but Li Yuyang still did not give in. An earthquake turns the surrounding area into a lava field. One more shockwave. Volcanic rocks flew down on them. Needless to say, 3 Luo done. Just stand. Anyway, you can't kill it. The magician is miserable. Freshly trained level for magic. It can only be used for defense. But I just released the magic orb. I was punched in the chest. Powerful and powerful. It's almost going to melt half of my body. Li Yuyang grabbed Lei, whose head. Go hard to the undershore. There was a thud. Ranked 5th in the telecommunications magic specialist. So it was solved. The remaining 2 were also more vigilant. Having escaped the lava field, they gathered. Now the crispy is only 1 for now. Under Li Yuyang's perverted hearing, stealth skills are simply useless. Strictly continue the government and prepare to use the characteristics of revenge. Give Li Yuyang a self-perm for himself. But how could Li Yuyang give him this opportunity? Slowly burn yourself. Personality, snail launches. The hot grains of sand hit the Sin one like a hurricane. He is still invisible, directly wrapped in this wide range of AoE skills. He is not thick, plus stealth defense reduction by 50%. It's just that this season is gone. It seems that you will not be able to use it if you are given a chance. The only survivor was furious. Take out your own double shields. This is his strongest form. He didn't rely on anyone for the 10,000 strong raptor. Number 1 on stage. Seeing Yin Jiaxu get serious. Li Yuyang also smiled. Is this interesting? If you just casually solve the first. That's boring. Yin Jiaxu didn't say a word. Sluggishness slammed up. The shield is lined back to 5 rooms. Rocks flying. Yin Jiaxu has a stewed chicken in his left hand. Another stewed chicken in the right hand. Li Yuyang just lowered his waist and blocked the stewed chicken. Was kicked in the body by a chicken flying leg. Fell to the ground and slid backwards. Yin Jiaxu seized the opportunity. Raise your hand and slam it into the ground. Li Yuyang got up to avoid the heavy chicken. Raise a punch to fight back. Once again, the fist was bounced off by the shield. The body is paddled to the front. Is this a battle? Then I'll have fun with you. Seize the break of Yin Jiaxu's position. Another charge punch. Yin Jiaxu is also experienced in 100 battles. How could such an obvious double evil of the palace gate be revealed? When to protect the body before the attack came. Just when he thought he was blocking this issue. Li Yuyang's voice came from in front of him. Who said I was going to break your house? Li Yuyang's before. Has joined Yin Jiaxu's shield. The snail unleashes a spiral of distance. Conducts to the giant shield. Then Li Yuyang picked it hard. The shield slashed back. Li Yuyang played acupoints. Isn't that your shield killer? It doesn't seem like it's hard to learn. After losing the left shield. Strict training, the door is wide open. Li Yuyang stretched out his right hand and struck the door in the middle. This time, it is the world's first meat shield. I'm going to pound you into minced meat. The snapping fist was recorded like raindrops. Yin Jiaxuan's ability to resist was completely lost. You can only be beaten passively. Off-site. The coach who looked at the front picture couldn't close his mouth in shock. Thousands of hurry up and sign. You have to take it down no matter how much you want. Ma Ri-Tian saw Li again. Yuyang's brutal attack and powerful strength. This is the real powerhouse. I really want to team up with him now. Follow the strategy of how cool it is to get a copy under the gods. System. After the last time I rolled in the desert with Dirk, Li Yuyang thinks this guy is very good. So I invited Dirk Cat to play a copy together. This time, the two of them came to the A-level ancient city of Aji. Although it was daytime, there's still an eerie atmosphere here. The two of them continued to walk deeper into the dungeon. The two of them bypassed the monsters outside the city. Make your way straight to a tunnel. There is a secret passage that leads directly to the chief's room. There is the existence of Li Yuyang. It's just not too cool. They came to the entrance of the tunnel. Listen to the roar of the monster inside. Even during the day, the monsters here have been weakened, but it still takes a lot of time to clean up. The two of them were trying to figure out how to get around here. Suddenly, I heard a woman's voice inside. Dirk immediately wanted to go in and save people. What an upright and kind boy. Why did you follow Li Yuyang? This guy doesn't talk about it. Li Yuyang stopped the dirge cat who wanted to enter. He listened carefully to the movement inside. Wait until the sound is farther away. Li Yuyang called the dirt cat and ran into the tunnel. If it's an NPC, it's never too late to look for it. But if it's a player, would it be better for him to pull the light bulb back for us? Dirt cat is also speechless. This kid is really black-bellied. The two of them quickly enter the passageway. Sure enough, the side has been cleaned up. Li Yuyang went straight to the pavilion. In front of the building, a figure with a cloak was found, trembling and standing there. It's him who found it. The big-mouthed Camelobi strange creature is 1.6 meters tall. Camila spotted the two, pounced directly. Dirt Cat tackled him casually. What are you looking for him? This guy is weak. Ordinary zombies will self-destruct. But he doesn't even have that feature. Li Yang will never do useless work. Not for a while. Camilla's corpse on the ground shone brightly. Camilla's soul emerges. You've discovered a hidden mission. Camilla clasped her hands in front of her chest. Slowly, the priest asked me to stand on the roof of the church. Use a knife to separate the pillows. Throw out the fluff inside. Then pick them all up. In the end, I was executed before I could complete my mission. This is my biggest regret. Camilla finished. The quest hint appears. Dirk looked at the fluff scattered on the ground. When did this happen? It's too much. Do you have to complete other tasks? Get a tool or something. Rest assured, these are all drizzles. Follow me to get you on the diamond easily. Then he slammed it on the ground. The flame does not start. All the fluff around was burned to ashes. The quest panel's collection hints are also very good. It's almost done. Nearly 20 million hairs. It was solved in an instant. You're an outrageous old bird, aren't you? Mission accomplished. Camila laughed happily. Thanks to you. I'll be able to collect all the fluff. Luckily, it was a white pillow that was cut. If it's black, something will definitely happen. After saying that, it turned into a burst of light and dissipated. Dirk Cat didn't understand. What are these talking about, and what are the mission rewards? Li Yuyang seemed to understand. Keep looking at the sky. Wait for the black object above to fall. Almost like a pillow. Actually, it's a bag. The wrapped thing fell to the ground. Li Yuyang did not hesitate. Pick up the package and cut it open with a morning blade. Suddenly, black fluff flew out. Fly straight into the sky. Suddenly, it was dark. From day to night. Dirk Cat looks at the moon in the sky. I see. This thing can change the day and night of the map. Night falls. That's great. I'm getting closer and closer to the third artifact. The zombies are strengthened. Li Yuyang looked at the system. The chief's room is only open at night. So this hidden mission, it's to open the chief's room. I have to ask a mock sister. Wouldn't it be nice to come over at night? Why bother? If you come in the evening, let's just deal with the zombies outside the city. It's enough to drink a pot. Li Yuyang searched for it on the wall. Suddenly, I saw a black hole. Found a secret passage leading to the boss's room. That's when it happened. There was a sound of two people next to them. It looked like it was Lu Yanran. By now, he was in tatters, panting and standing in the distance. Li Yuyang turned his head to look, straight out of breath. Lu Yanran saw that it was the old bird. Shouted them to stop. Watched Lu Yanran pull so many monsters. Li Yuyang scolded the crazy woman, pulling the dirt cat into the passage and running. Lu Yanran followed. There are countless zombies in the back. Li Yuyang also hurriedly jumped into the passage. The zombies were blocked by the entrance of the passage and could not enter. And so they followed the passage, rode to the boss's room. A female anchor actually came to the ancient city of zombies to visit the store. I heard that the waiters here are very friendly. Just push the door in. There were two people who warmly received him and asked him if he had any reservations. He said his surname was Hay. He also turned his head to his boot to avoid two sounds. After walking out of the restaurant, Li Yuyang sat slumped on the ground. These zombies are too enthusiastic. He blew, singing less. Suddenly, another group of zombies attacked. Where to finish solving the zombies, he quickly made his way to the next room, wiped a little dust on his face. As soon as the camera turned on, it immediately held on to the wall. Pretending to be scared, he didn't push the door open. What can I do about it? Although the door is about to open, but it is not fully opened. Audience gentlemen, give a little star to support it. Looking at the screen full of Lao Tai 666, Li Yuyang was secretly refreshed. The ancient city of evil is an A-rank dungeon. The most basic monsters on the side are all forced to C+ level. But during the day, the monsters here will be weakened. It becomes C to C+ grade. Movement speed will be significantly reduced. Li Yuyang is still a meat shield. You can't die if you want to die here during the day. Not many people know this secret. It's not easy to cheat a few old irons. That's when night fell. Hearing this prompt, Li Yuyang was stunned. The kings have awakened. What is it? How did it get dark at 2 o'clock in the afternoon? Is this about to enter polar night mode? There was a rumbling sound throughout the ancient city. Li Yuyang looked at the swarm of zombies. The soul is not possessed. From a distance, zombies are attacking in front of you. Li Yuyang picked up the axe and was abash. This feeling turned out to be urgent. Li Yuyang, who was aware of the troops, running forward in a panic. He ran and went north. Could it really be that Lao Tai has appeared? I know I'm cheating everyone. At this time, I heard loud laughter in the distance. He could hear it without headphones. It's the old bird's bastard. And he did not run away. Turning around, he rushed towards the sound of Fong Xiang. Just came to the attic here. Just see the old bird and the dirt cat. These two may be in Ching Ching and me. There was also a black hole behind the two of them. Is this the gateway to the father's body? You can't let these two run away. There's also an account. No, there's still 2 accounts that have not been settled. Then he followed the 2 of them into the passage. After sliding out of the passage, he fell into a pool of blood. Li and people can't care so much. Got up and shouted at Li Yuyang. Didn't you bastard make it dark? Li Yuyang didn't even look back. There's no time for you scumbag right now. Can't you see it come to life? Look in the direction of Li Yuyang. Something was fighting in the depths of the passage. Footage in the hallway. A Scar Man and a Pumpkinhead are facing each other. Scar Man touched his head, said that I finally found you. The ancient city of Aji in the dark. It's a veritable Class A dungeon. The lowest level monsters all start at B level. Each mob will have its own speed buff, especially hordes of zombies. It is even more prohibitive to countless strong people. The 3 people who came to the leader's area fought continuously. A knife and a small quack. A small quack in one piece. A small quack in one bite. Close a little quack. By the way, hack this bastard to death. Li Yuyang took advantage of the time to fight monsters to declare personal vendettas. I want to give the old bird an axe. He complained that the old bird had turned the ancient city into darkness. He didn't bring his brother. Came to this dangerous place. Li Yuyang doesn't care. You can go now if you want to. No one is stopping you. Li Yuyang sighed. Although now it is tempting to solve him. But now there are 2 of them who don't have a chance. And now it's full of zombies outside. I can't get out. I can only be wronged. I'm a tank. Let's team up together. Then the team application was initiated. Li Yuyang refused to form a team without thinking about it. This made Li Yuyang very unhappy. You've all teamed up. Can't you miss me? Li Yuyang is a lone wolf. Even if it is currently in the group CP. Neither of them has a group. Team Li Yuyang seems to be hiding something. Wrote a new one to team up with Li Yuyang. It's easy to say anything about equipment and experience. Wouldn't it be more convenient to form a team? Li Yuyang is also simply, you unload the axe in your hand. I'll just think about it. Isn't that a joke? Isn't it looking for death when the weapon is unloaded? Li Yuyang turned around and prepared to move on. As long as you're out of the way, we don't bother to care about you. But I'm afraid you won't be able to keep up with us. And so the three lone wolves moved on. Listen to Li Yuyang's command all the way. Avoid countless mechanisms. Li Yuyang saw that Li Yuyang knew this place so well. Could it be that he came to GM Waifu for a private visit? Li Yuyang was also speechless when he heard it. If I were GM, I would have made a lot of money from my shares. Also play a game of... Just when Li Yuyang was still thinking nonsense, Li Yuyang said secretly in his heart, Lao Tzu made this book 10 years ago. The strategy of this road has long been ripe. To put it bluntly, Lao Tzu is the main sensation of this comic. Do you understand Xiao Quack? They went all the way. Finally, I saw a bright light in front of me. It's good to get here, and it's easy. There's a leader in front of you. You have reached the underside of the hidden copy. Only need to wake up the A-class boss thief. Jack Langton will do it. The floodgates opened slowly. The man saw what was going on outside. A pumpkin head has appeared in the middle of the field. He is the chief here. Jack Langton, Class A. Traits are sorted by 100 battles veteran, Halloween, good and evil. Is 2.5 meters tall and robbed of Xianding? What bullshit strategy speed this is. Li Yuyang looked at Jack dumbfounded. Men fighting. This skill is really not weak. After scratching Jack again, the man also took a real blow to the abdomen. But the wound healed immediately. That's a quick recovery. The three of them hid in the shadows and watched. All this Dirt Cat praised. This man looks so strong. Li Yuyang doesn't talk nonsense. Pull out the grumbling and walk out. Li Yuyang jumped out behind her. Okay, you're shameless. I want to rob other people's blame. Li Yuyang looked ahead and became heavy-colored. This time I'm not going to kill the leader. I'm going to kill that man before he gets stronger. He is known as the strongest serial murderer. Jodia helps Bell. Believe it or not, I'll kill you along the network cable. This is a hilarious sentence on the internet. This man actually took it seriously. He was a serial murderer before Li Yuyang's crossing. The number of kills is in the triple digits. Kill most of them. Are all players in the game who have conflicts with him. Compared to the players, this guy is more of a monster. I didn't expect this guy to be here right now. This pair of A-tier bosses has 150,000 health. Now he is almost at the bottom of the beating. Looking at Jodia, who is about to rush up again. 2 arrows landed on his shoulders. Jodia looked at the 2 bows and arrows on her shoulders. He didn't even have the slightest expression of pain. Instead, he stared at the Dirt Cat. In an instant, he gave up the leader and killed the Dirt Cat. He was also surprised. Except for yourself, there are still people who can enter this dungeon. Facing the attacking Jodia, the Dirt's bow and arrows were clearly useless. He had no choice but to give up remotely. Pull out your dagger and block attacks. After slicing through Jodia hard, the cat took the initiative to rush forward. It seems that Li Yuyang is right. This kid is really strong in melee, and he didn't feel pain at all. Even if it's in-game, perception has been drastically reduced. There is still pain in the body when it is hurt. This guy was hit by 2 arrows. There was no reaction at all. I'm so excited. The more melee perverts I get, the more I want to give it a try. Dirt Cat pulled out 2 handfuls. Straight stab. Jodia. Jodia tilted her head to dodge. The claw drew across. The Dirt Cat also bends down and stabs out of the tree. The 2 of them have been fighting back and forth. A dozen rounds down. Jodia couldn't help but praise the cat. You're good. Looks like a warrior on an alcohol battlefield. Li Yuyang watched from the sidelines and didn't rush into action. Dirk Cat is not a simple kid. Seems to be the best at tackling tough problems. In fact, the melee ability is not weak at all. And this time to get along. Li Yuyang found that this kid is very fond of PvP. So boasting about the Dirk Cat. He was scratched by Jodia on his side. Then a tingling pain came. I couldn't move my entire right leg. It's just a scratch. How can the damage be so horrific? Jodia laughed. The iron claws of these mistaken soldiers. However, it is the characteristic of being separated by 5 bodies. After 4 hits, the 5th hit will add a lot of damage. You're getting too slow. It's time for the game to end. All of a sudden, next to him is a pair of big feet with fire. He kicked Jodia in the face. Jodia was kicked and flew into the distance. The metaphor is that the ugly came in at the right time to help. Although it is rude to interrupt PK, but it's better than letting Dago die the cat. Jodia banging against the wall. His body trembled slowly. I was hit by a flame department in the front, and I didn't even die. That's A-class equipment. How terrifying the amount of blood is. He slowly straightened up. Who the hell are you guys? Li Yuyang doesn't talk nonsense with him. It's just that he didn't have a weapon. That's why I didn't kick to death. Dodge Wally's tear claws. Before he could fight back, Jyosha's tear claw slid in front of her again. The first time I saw the rod rush straight to me. You're very good. Another season of left foot thrusts. Seeing it, it was on Li Yuyang's face. Who knew that Li Yuyang's feet were already ready to go? It kicked him in the left arm. Face this perverted murderer. Li Yuyang couldn't wait to kill him now. 1 foot and step down. The flame does not start. Jodia's left arm snapped in response. But I didn't feel any pain. Jodia didn't even hesitate. He kicked his right foot. Look closely. There was a sharp knife protruding from the tip of his toe, which hit Li Yuyang's body. But look down. It was his right foot that was bleeding. Even the sharp knives have been broken. It turned out that the anti-armor on Li Yuyang's body took effect. Take advantage of Jodia's stun kung fu. Li Yuyang held the grievance in his hand and inserted it. Jodia used a left-handed block to pull her out of position. You're very well equipped. It's kind of interesting. Li Yuyang drank happy water and returned to each other. You have a whole set of B-family equipment on you too. Being impatient with Jodia, wants to continue to kill Li Yuyang's hand. Next to the A, rank leader Jack Lincoln has recovered to full health. It's going to be tough. I have to prevent Li Yuyang again. Beware of the chieftain. Jodia glanced to the side. It looks like it's obviously not a gang. Lu Yenran, let's team up. Do you want to kill that kid too? Li Yuyang's face was full of question marks. Talking about how to start gangs. Lu Yenran herself was stunned. But Jodia's application for teaming has been sent. Whether or not to accept teaming. How decrepit this woman is. And his younger brother were robbed of the head of the next copy, not to mention. He also became a leader. Let Li Yuyang kill the convener. When he was playing the group book, he was robbed by Li Yuyang again. Let's sneak up on him. Was also killed by Fanjia. Even the water army of the Ministry of Spending Money can't kill Li Yuyang. Here's your chance. Jodia equipped by Student Pigage. At first glance, it is a ruthless character. If you can team up with him, it is really possible to kill Li Yuyang once. Looked at Li Yuyang, who said not to form a team. Don't say any kind warnings. It's so angry when you think about it. Then come on. Agree to form a team? Li Yuyang looked at Lu Yenran, who accepted the team. A helpless face. Don't say that you cheated on him again. Lu Yenran did not hesitate after accepting the team. Rushed directly to Li Yuyang. It's halfway through the run, and all of a sudden it doesn't feel right. Fell headlong to the ground. What was going on? Health is decreasing. Jodia Jage behind him laughed weirdly. Class A necklaces can be apportioned using traits. It turned out to be this thing's doing. Jodia, who was originally at the bottom of her HP, shares damage to teammates. The key to this apportionment percentage is wearing the power of the necklace maker. 99% of the damage he had received before, all passed on to Li Yuyang. Li Yuyang looked at Jodia's equipment. This is not done in a nest of non-poisonous insects. Damn, he preempted it again. I wanted to get together the 3 artifacts and go again. His speed of this strategy is not inferior to mine in the slightest. This has opened the pervert of the strategy hanging every year. That's a lot this year. Thought of coming a little later. The most important artifact is possible. It's Jodia's. Li Yuyang couldn't suppress his killing intent. Dirt Cat looked at Jodia on the other side. It's almost recovered. Suggested that Li Yuyang must be next time. Li Yuyang smiled. Li Yuyang is not a vegetarian. After saying that, Jodia on the other side began to tremble. Li Yuyang, who was lying on the ground, also tilted her head and laughed. It was meant to be for the bastard old bird. I didn't expect it to be used on you. It doesn't matter anymore. Whoever wants to pit me, don't even think about having good fruit to eat. Class B two-handed weapons can use traits that are jointly and severally responsible. When the wearer dies, applies a random debuff to friendship spirit. It's unfortunate. Jody is on the go, debuff this time is sleep. The dragon and the cat looked like they were coming back to their senses. No wonder before this. The woman has always wanted to team up with them. Li Yuyang also smiled. This woman's purpose was not pure at the beginning. It turned out that he was waiting here, and Li Yuyang hadn't done it yet. Next to the boss who recovers full health. Because the previous aggro has not subsided. And he came up with a knife. Solved the fall asleep under the bridge. Look at the 2 people who fell to the ground. This is the standard wicked man and his own wicked demon. Killing 2 birds with 1 stone was just perfect. Now it's time to deal with this boss. Li Yuyang did not intend to fight. Rather, let Dirk the cat. 13 arrows to the pumpkin head and the leader's face. The history of the 3 swords was inserted in the unsuspecting head. The pumpkin head on the collar cracked instantly. Jack didn't rush up. Instead, he looked down at his hands. Jack asks to talk to you. Do you want to keep fighting? Li Yang was waiting for this time. Of course it was suspended. Jack's eyes twinkle, just petty theft. I've been locked up here for hundreds of years. I'm going to make that soul blood debt. Subsequently, invited Li Yuyang to find his bastard together. This is clearly triggering the hidden plot. Li Yuyang refused with a smile. He knew that he couldn't beat the other side with what he was doing. Jack didn't force it, either. After all, he is not cowardly to anyone in the wild area. You're here to find the lord of the city. Then I'll open the door for you now. A series of knives down. A teleportation array appeared on the spot. Jack no longer hesitated to say goodbye to the 2. Li Yuyang looked at the open door. That one was going to fall under the bridge. And Jie is an artifact that has brought fear to countless people. It's going to be mine. This time I'm going to get all 3 artifacts together. Revolutionize history. What kind of leader exactly? It is equipped with an A-class monster when the door dog of the magazine. After Li Yuyang rescued Jack, the door to the space was opened. Enter the castle lord's mansion. The 2 of them walked down the hallway. Suddenly, there was an explosion ahead. Wait until the smoke clears. It turned out to be an A-grade Gelgo. As soon as I entered the gate, I encountered an A-class monster. Li Yuyang is also a little skeptical about life. He remembered that the previous script was not like this. Is it because it's the first time I've come? The lord of the castle is too enthusiastic. Let out a powerful little quack. Gelgo doesn't pay that much attention. If you want to get in, you'll have to get past me. Look at this dirt cat, and let Li Yuyang go first. This guy is his uncle. Killed that one last time. Should be related to him. Li Yuyang is not worried about his CP. This one looks a lot better than the last one. Can you do it? Dirk stared at the second brother. I'm a person who likes to have a beginning and an end in his work. It just so happened that Jack also gave me nice props. Take advantage of this opportunity to solve his shame. Hear this. Li Yuyang stopped inking and ran forward. Jelgo looked at the tiny human, stretched out a claw, and grabbed it. Before he could catch someone, 2 bows and arrows were shot at his arm. It immediately attracted his attention. He turned his head to look. An archer was standing majestically in front of him. The good cat saw that he had pulled the hatred over. I was immediately relieved. Last time, your expression almost caused me to roll over. This time, you will die for your second uncle. Jelgo came over with another paw. The two got together. Now, on a throne in the main hall sat the sleeping lord of the city. You have reached the depths of Evilldale City. Li Yuyang took the morning blade and rushed straight at the man on the throne. Before he could get close, a large pot of black. The red object blocked Li Yuyang's attack and turned into a spike and forced Li Yuyang back. Look closely. It turned out to be countless bats, surrounded by the castle lord. All are at the prefecture level. But that's a lot. Li Yuyang knew that it was a bit of trouble. Jiang manuscript sneak attack. Wipe him first and hang on to bleed. The city lord was also woken up at this moment. Slowly stood up from the throne. Expedited Lord of Darkness. Dark, bloodthirsty summoning selection. He used to be Lucifer's most trusted subordinate. The angels who died at his hands were as high as millions. All races call him the Lord of Darkness. He reached for the bat next to him. Hold the edge firmly. It turned into black blood. It's like a whip, entangled in the Dark Lord Zhou Shun. Li Yuyang was also relieved when he saw this. It seems that the attack pattern has not changed. One attack mode, or the bloody whip is coming. The Lord of Darkness shook his hands. The 2 whips were drawn like 2 snakes. This time, Li Yuyang forced back dozens of meters. No matter how agile he was, he couldn't dodge them all. It was still rubbed on the arm. I didn't expect that. Just wiped it. Half of the blood is gone. Li Yuyang was shocked. If this is to be done head-on, you can order takeout directly offline. But it's not like we're unprepared for anything. He pulled out a box of candy from his hand. This is given to the pumpkin head when he leaves. Both he and Dirk have restorative props Class A. After eating, he regenerates 100 health per second. Lasts an hour. There are 20 in total. Li Yuyang raised his hand, and it was a chicken-flavored one. Crunched and bloody, he stood up again. Vigilantly looked at the Dark King. Here comes the second mode of attack. I saw the Dark King raise a hand. 5 black lines shoot from 5 fingers. Straight to Li Yuyang. Li Yuyang also hurriedly dodged away. The whirring sound is endless. Li Yuyang retreated. It's still so powerful. I want to think of Li Yuyang, who was in the top 100 of Kajin that year. In order to win him, I don't know how many scrolls and potions I ate. There is also the support of countless old irons. It took 24 hours to clear the customs. Now I hit him without even putting on my equipment. What Li Yuyang can rely on now? It can only be a variety of experiences accumulated over the past 15 years. Rely on these experiences, even if it's him now. I'm also confident to get this last one-click artifact. The artifact that claims to be painted is on the Dark King. This time, Li Yuyang is bound to win. There are a total of 3 artifacts in this game. Li Yuyang has already got 2 pieces in his hands. But it's all defensive equipment. Although the life-saving ability provided is not weak. But he couldn't bear the low life of Li Yuyang. And the last artifact is claimed to be able to slaughter gods. Right in front of him, the Lord of Darkness. So no matter what, Li Yuyang has to get it. After dodging the Dark Lord's paper gun once again, the Lord of Darkness was really annoyed by the little fly. Changed the attack pattern, looking at the Scarlet King in front of him. Li Yuyang also couldn't cry or laugh. It's a bit of a trick. Boom! And the web of blood covered the ground. Then the Dark Lord reached out and grabbed it. The blood net wrapped Li Yuyang in it. But gradually, the blood made up the spikes outside. Li Yuyang broke through the shackles from the inside. Stood up, such as the insect crust pretending to be dead, plus the reverse sun of the anti-armor. Topped with chicken-flavored sweets. It's simply invincible. The Pearly to Death trait can only be used at full health. There is no time limit. Li Yuyang has a total of more than 300 blood. The candy regenerates every second in about 130 seconds before it is full. If you don't get targeted twice in a row, you can get an infinite amount of need. Seeing that Li Yuyang was not killed, the Lord of Darkness suddenly said to my subjects. Li Yuyang looked at the Dark King at this moment. I don't remember the Dark Lord having this line. The Dark Lord of that time, blinded by the killing. To meet is to fight, hit from start to finish. Not a word was spoken. This Dark King in front of him, it feels a little different, took advantage of Li Yuyang's stun moment. The Dark King suddenly reached out and threw out countless drops of blood. These drops of blood stained Li Yuyang's body, immediately caused severe pain. This is the bloodthirsty. Can drain the health of all mobs in the radius. 0.01% of max health per second. If you get it, you will always lose blood. I don't know how many teams have been destroyed by this move. Here Yuyang is crispy. 0.01% survived, which means that one drop of blood is lost in 1 second. 370 HP can last for 370 seconds. The Dark Lord is 5 million HP. But the King of Darkness who made this move, there is no way to unleash other skills. Li Yuyang took the Morning Blade and gave it over. Lao Tzu is consumed today. I'm going to consume you to death too. Morning Blade's snack personality also drops 0.01% per second. But 0.01% of the Dark King's blood is 545 drops. The Dark King who ate his lover, reaching out and absorbing the bloodthirsty in the air. These are all Li Yuyang's blood. He was immersed and sucked into his body. Then he grabbed Li Yuyang with a claw. Yuyang had already avoided him at this moment. Look at the Dark King as he prepares to charge up his physical attacks. I couldn't help but smile. Only now do I remember to use physical attacks. It's too late. The Dark Lord hasn't released his skills yet. Suddenly, there was a tingling pain in the body. He bent over in pain, but it is sprayed on the wall in a colorful way. Now he is already pale. Raise your head to the sky and yell. It turned out to be in Li Yuyang's blood. The poison flares up. Bloodborne poison is 4 times more harmful, plus the effect of a lover. The Dark Lord is standing still now. It also loses 0.05% per second. Li Yuyang smiled and looked like the Dark King. The Dark Lord now drops over 2,700 HP per second. In another half an hour the battle will be over. But it suddenly became prominent. The Dark King went berserk directly. The bloodthirsty men of the gods are all going mad. Chase at a fast speed. Li Yuyang unleashes the flame department skill. Killed countless bloodthirsty people. The Dark King stretched out a hand to Li Yuyang again. It's still here. It looks like it's not enough. Artificial intelligence really can't compare to brains. The voice did not fall. The Dark King, who had just been numb, became filial. This made Li Yuyang feel creepy. Is this a semen? Suddenly, a rumbling sound resounded through the hall. Li Yuyang looked up. A blood-colored ball gathered above his head. What the hell is this? Is Shinra naive? Turned bloodthirsty and nirvana. Black hands are used together. This black hand skill, but it can increase his attack power by 500%. Li Yuyang looked at the snowball in the sky. Now we can only hope for the skill of playing dead. But it was covered with blood and couldn't start, and he couldn't pretend to be dead. Looking at the candy box in your hand, Li Yuyang opened his mouth in a desperate fight. A distress poured all the candy into his mouth. Jack, you can't fool me. The voice did not fall. The explosion drowned Li Yuyang. In the scarlet explosion, wounds around Li Yuyang's body kept appearing. But you just can't die. The play dead skill saves him from dying once. But it won't stop Wu Jimin's continued damage. I didn't expect a drop of blood to drop every second. It would make me waste so much candy. Li Yuyang lasted so long in the explosion. It's for the moment. He yelled. The rebel skill is activated and goes straight to the Lord of Darkness. The Lord of Darkness was suddenly covered, shrouded in darker spikes. 500% attack damage bonus. Let the Dark King. The previous attack rose to a terrifying value. The Contra trait can reflect 90% of physical damage. Encounter a higher level than yourself. This damage is increased to 99%. Then this blow. That's 495% of the Dark King's own damage. The Dark King couldn't bear the blow even after taking it. Li Yuyang has also reached the limit at this moment. His eyes slowly closed. 3 pieces of A+ equipment. Why can it be called an artifact? Even the S-class lover has to stand aside. The King of Darkness of the A+ level was hit by Li Yuyang. 495% of anti-fake damage is crashed. So far, all the 3 artifacts that have been circulated among the people have been gathered. A plus level of leather armor characteristics. The inverse sub is commonly known as anti-armor. A plus cape, such as insect crust. Characteristics play with mud and play dead. And then there's the Dark King's handbrake this time. Drop rewards. A+ Bloodthirsty Ring. Trait. Bloodthirsty can suck the blood of the opponent. Keep your blood volume healthy. These 3 pieces of equipment complement each other. To put it simply, there are bloodthirsters. After dismemberment, it can maintain full health. This cold state is under attack. You can turn on the pretending to be dead personality, on the premise of ensuring that you don't die. Then take most of the damage. Bounce back to the opponent by anti-armor. This is the legend that Chinese and foreign officers donate cannons. Hitting me is tantamount to beating yourself in a 3-artifact suit. Each of these 3 pieces of equipment is extremely rare. More than just intelligence. It also requires enough strength and luck. After Li Yuyang woke up, the Dirt Cat has also finished the battle. The second uncle of the second brother suffered a hopeless disaster. The fight is not human-like. The two looked at each other and smiled. This trip was very pleasant. The Lord of Darkness has fallen. You've got the world's first kill. You've got your first solitaire. Start handing out rewards. Obviously, I have already obtained the Bloodthirsty Ring. Are there other rewards? A sudden light appeared on the throne. A treasure chest appears in front of you. The Bloodthirsty Ring is rare enough. If it's not a handbrake, I don't know how long it will take to burst out. There are other rewards for that. Look at the treasure chest in front of you. Li Yuyang reached out and opened Solomon's necklace. Unknown dark resistance added 10%. I didn't expect that. King Solomon's equipment was found here. That's not what it means. The Lord of Darkness is actually King Solomon. This is a major discovery. You've discovered a hidden mission. A scroll fell into Li Yuyang's hand. I am Solomon, the King of Wisdom. One of the great devil's trials one day. Dragged me into endless trials. I firmly believe in my virtue and wisdom. You can resist his temptation. In the end, I realized that I was very wrong. Okay. Why write so much? Li Yuyang stretched out his hand and pressed the skip condensation. Took the hidden mission. Li Yuyang put away the scroll and necklace. These are not needed for the time being. After owning the God of Gods set, Li Yuyang finally achieved his goal. It's also one step closer to the whole game. A few days later, Li Yuyang received a call from the K1 coach. The club is going to start playing in the league. Requires the participation of King Ma Dong. Coach Ryu didn't know. The ace player he relied on, Ma Dongwang's tuba. At the moment, it is because of the disturbance of public order. Drink tea at the police station. Originally, he had a night of rest after playing the dungeon. Take a shower in the morning. I comfortably prepared a special breakfast for myself. The coach sent a message saying Tumblr. The Pro League is about to begin. Brother broke Li Yuyang's fierce fight. This was the first battle of his trumpet king Ma Dong. Finish this one. Means his trumpet. It's a full-fledged pro gamer. Li Yuyang has been waiting for this moment for a long time. So he immediately went downstairs and drove to the club. Who knows, forgetting to get dressed. I was invited to a cup of tea. Finished solving the affairs of the police station. Li Yuyang's package came tightly. If the club with the coach said, the contract has basically been processed. If you want to sign anonymously, it's a little unhappy up there. So I didn't wait for the coach to finish. Li Yuyang interrupted him. This is to prepare to press Lao Tzu. As salary. Don't even think about it. I lived for 15 more years. Haven't you ever eaten pork and never seen a pig run? Salary aside, I'll talk about it when the game is over. When the time comes, it's your turn to beg me to stay. Looked at Li Yuyang like an old fox. The coach seriously doubted that he was not 21 years old at all. Let's not talk about the rest. Let's talk about this Tumbler Cup Professional League first. Our biggest competitor this time. It's Team Elite. They were a professional team formed at the same time as K1. There's also big metal support behind it. One of their teams, the captain was originally the #1 torrent in the country, but he was pulled down by Yuan Jiaxu not long ago. This competition, I heard that they have recruited 3 new players. The relay tactics of the 3 sisters' flowers. It's simply suffocating. Jiaxu has to deal with the torrent. The rest of the sisters have no one to deal with. So this time you may have to step in. Deal with the 3 of them. Li Yuyang looked at the 3 sisters of Jin Yintong for a long time. It's just that I miss it. He then looked at Ariet's roster. Although the full battle table is not yet known. But who did the other side arrange to play? Li Yuyang is all clear. After all, the game between K1 and Elite back then, it's been on fire for almost 10 years. In addition to these, and the odds of that game were as high as 21 times. This time I can make a lot of money again. Welcome to the Tumbler Cup Esports Tournament. More than 140 teams participated in the conference. The top 10 will be decided. Enter the Great Hall of Supremacy. The first to appear is Storm Torrent. Led by the elite team, Captain Torrent is the second-ranked master in the country. 3 new sisters to the team. The strength is also quite good. Let's cheer them on. Their opponent is the national #1 Stone Buddha, led by Yin Jiaxu. Team K1. There are several players in the top 10 of the national rankings in the team. There are also newcomers Ma Ritian and Ma Dongwang. Let's look forward to their performance. Then the first game starts now. First up is Captain Arit Tempest, against Team K1 Superstars. Ma Ritian. They each enter a game-specific game pod, with a burst of light flickering. The torrent of the Ma Ritian River came to the competition venue. Hot hell area. The coach looked at Ma Ritian on the screen. I couldn't help but worry. This time it was supposed to assist Li Ditto. Who knows? Ma Dongwang highly recommends Ma Ritian of the second team. In addition, Li Tong himself agreed. Ma Ritian can stand on this field. Hope he doesn't let me down. The torrent looked at Ma Ritian waitingly. He knew that this kid had been a boxer, although it is not known how the in-game play is. But it's supposed to be regular magnetic punches and kicks. Temptation has come. It's a left-sided kick. Who knew that it was Ma Ritian's feint? His real attack is the right punch. Guiding the yellow dragon torrent parried the blow head-on. But there was a stinging pain in his body. The gloves even had piercing properties. When he was still surprised, he punched the door again. Louis was blown out upside down by this punch. When his body flew upside down, he called it really careless, then straightened up and stopped the delisting. Throw out your heads. The spine wind wrinkled Ma Ritian. It's good that he's poisoned. This wave is not a loss. Ma Ritian stood motionless. Red Bull didn't dare to act rashly. He was now anxious to drag on time. Ma Ritian is training every second. Wait a minute, as long as he shows his flaws. I just rush straight ahead. Ma Ritian struck a strange pose. His whole life is a childish dog. It's so fast that Torrance can't react at all. Was overwhelmed by the explosion. Elite's teammates off the court were also very anxious. If the captain is just settled, it's also too demoralizing. Yuyang looked at Ma Ritian, who was mighty. This kid is a figure who will be a god in the future. Dare to underestimate him. Isn't he looking for death? Wait until the explosion dissipates. Ma Rylong's right hand already pierced the belly of the torrent. It seems that the torrent should be offline. Ma Ritien raised his left hand indifferently. Second in the country. I hadn't raced yet. Now here I am. You're all little quacks. The competition was played in a group of ancients. Use heads up to duke it out against your opponent. And the winner can also choose with the other side. The next player. Keep fighting. Ma Ritien was attacked by the opponent with a blow before. Hung with a poisoning effect. At this moment, the amount of blood has bottomed out. But Ma Ritien, who had just warmed up, how could it end up like this? It was the beginning of his professional race. The next opponent. He is the 11th ranked warrior monk in the country. Li Gunho, he's one. Has super high defense and health. Therapeutic adjuncts. When he was on the field, he also relied on his own blood. Provocative boy. If you can beat my blood, I'll lose. The battle is on the verge of breaking out. In this way, he was hammered by Ma Ritien for 10 minutes. Ma Ritien also figured out his treatment method. His healing ability is not locked in. You must stand within a certain skill range to gain health. Just the moment he puts the skill, look for an opportunity to push him out of the skill range. Enter the treatment on your own. You can enjoy blood addition as well. I can't even think of this meat milk. She turned out to be a poison milk. Added a lot of blood to Ma Ritien. He also decisively chose to make a substitution. The format of this competition is also a wheel battle. As long as there is no money for health, the sky can choose the bad guys. Li Tongyu scolded from the epicenter of the light. Walked out. As soon as he appeared, just raise your left hand and blow it gently. A sky full of seeds floated out. When it lands, it grows into green vegetation. Surrounded Ma Ritien. Look at the plants on the ground. Ma Ritien, a warrior, was also at a loss. Then Li Tongyu chose to be replaced. The young lady, Li Yuyang, appeared. Li Yuyang is a long-range archer. Looked at Ma Ritien, who came with a fist. He is not afraid at all. Knew that Ma Ritien couldn't get in. He shot an arrow decisively. Sticky vegetation on the ground on the back of the horse. Slowed down. Did not rush in front of Li Yuyang. The insight is almost on the arm. He was also quick to respond. Immediately threw his arm sideways to block the insight. This kid even has a normal attack. Ma Ritien really can't stand it. These speed bumps on the ground. The mountain spring slammed down the feet and filled the sky with flames. Li Gunho, who was watching the game next to him, was also big. This way you can clean up the plants, though. But I'll get burned myself. This thing is simply a lunatic. Seeing Ma Ritien, he rushed to the mirror. Li Yuyang turned out to be replaced again. It was Li Jinyu who came out this time. Came up with an arrow to meet Ma Ritien's fist. Ma Ritien hurriedly returned to the ground with his white hands and waited for the sword strike. He looked at the goldfish in full state on the other side. Health is bottoming out again. There was no poison milk this time. Come and give me more blood. The coach outside the field anxiously shouted to hurry up and make a substitution. Li Yuyang next to him said that there was no need to change it. He's going to die anyway. We don't have any helpers here. It's better to let him die before he dies. Consume a little more health on the opposite side. Ma Ritien in the field. Maybe it's the same idea. He was not intimidated by his low HP. Another punch hit. Li Jinyu on the other side also released his own famed skills. Lights abava. Two sword marks draped over Ma Ritien's body. Hit him and stabbed him back. Is it finally going to be unbearable? Health will immediately become 0. Kim Wusung chased after me when I jumped. Li Yuyang, who was outside the court, saw it very well. Finally got your chance. The audience outside the stadium saw Ma Ritien's final counterattack. It's also boiling. This Ma Ritien will not be a super planet. That final blow was simply beautiful. Li Jinyu didn't expect it either. In the end, you can get a counterattack. Tian has already opened the game at this moment. Walked out with the help of the staff next to me. Now, the spectators outside shouted the name of the little flyer. Li Yuyang also gave Tian a thumbs up. Brother is strong. What could make Li Yuyang tremble with excitement? The coach thought he was seeing the three sisters. The terrifying ideal of war has arrived. In fact, it can make Li Yuyang. There is only one thing that is so exciting. That's to make money. Make a lot of money. Li Yuyang put. Full value. It's all on the K1 team and Little Fege. Little Fege has already won. The odds of 7x are already in hand. Next up is the 3x odds for K1. Take them all down. That's 21x odds. But Team Elite is currently 3 times higher than K1. If Li Yuyang deliberately loses, you can get 3 times as much money, but as a member of the K1 team. And it is also the starting battle of King Ma Dong. How is it possible to play match fixing? Just when Li Yuyang was still feeling sorry. It's a pity to earn 3 times less money. The three sisters wielded under a field covered with vines. Song Yiza couldn't give full play to his assassin expertise. In order to lead the feather out of the game, Lei Hu and Li Hongyu's team also lost their fighting methods. Although Yin Jiaxu persisted for a long time, but under the confines of the vines, all over the ground, he just had to hold on a little longer, and the ability to change the tide of battle. In the end, he was also eliminated. So far, the three sisters have completed a wave of 3 kills. The 3 teams that are the main players of K1. All of them were eliminated. Li Yuyang saw this. The whole person was speechless in shock. Because he sees the odds for K1 and air it reversed. From 1:3 to 7:1. Now if you put all your net worth on K1, and then won the game, you can get up to 49x the odds. Li Yuyang was so excited that he couldn't help himself. This scene made the coach lose his self-confidence for a while. But Li Yuyang also fell into this terrifying 49 times odds. This is probably history. The team with the highest odds is now racing. The coach next to him hurriedly comforted Li Yuyang. Don't be nervous. Just play your own style. I don't know the current Li Yuyang. I can't help but fight. The hot hell must be Li Tongyu. Looking at the king of Ma Dong who entered, an unpleasant feeling immediately surfaced in my heart. I don't know why I feel this way. It's that trick again. Vines covered the ground again. Looking at the bound king Ma Dong, Li Tongyu was not in a hurry to replace. After all, this guy in front of him is just a newcomer. Let's start with a lightning strike. Powerful thunder and lightning magic bombarded Li Yuyang's body. Li Yuyang did not react. Silently withstood the lightning strike. When lightning accumulates to a certain extent, it is easy to change protrusions. Thunderbolt actually attacked Li Tongyu in reverse. The defenseless Li Tongyu hit the counterattack skill of the disciple's heart. The black protrusions were covered with thunder and lightning. Li Tongyu was shrouded in it. The amount of blood decreases rapidly. Li Yu shouted worriedly, but Kong Yu couldn't do anything. Looked at Li Tongyu, who was recruited. Li Yuyang laughed. You guys, but I don't know how powerful Lao Tzu is. I'm a big and small fit right now. The electric light dissipated. Li Tongyu, unsurprisingly, received a box lunch. Li Yuyang's little flyer outside the venue has completely become a die-hard fan of Li Yuyang. I trembled with excitement when I saw the performance of my idol. The battle continues. The next to appear is Li Yu. He didn't talk nonsense either. Raising your hand is to see the light and tear the air. Went straight to Li Yuyang. Li Yuyang glows in full set. And there was no head-on confrontation. It's a punch to the ground under your feet. The flame does not start. By the reaction force of the flames that do not fit the whole territory. The figure soars into the sky. Lin Yu saw Li Yuyang flying into the sky. But it became a torch. This time it's up to you how you dodge. Another piece of Li Yuyang in the camera. Li Yuyang saw the flying swordsman. Another blow to the flame would change their position, dodge the incoming bow and arrows. This made Li Yunyu frown. You can move freely in the air without flying props. Could it be that this is the skill of learning the CP9 next door? He continued to shoot at Li Yuyang's Metropolitan Light Sword. But Li Yuyang is like a loach. Dodge left and right in the air. Xiao Fei outside the field was also excited. Fist raised. This is the use of the reaction force of the flame department. Move freely in the air. It's not just about controlling the power of your skills. It also requires good physical fitness and balance. It's just so handsome. Li Yuyang kept getting closer to the spirit. Li Yunyu is also on the top this time, thinking that it can be solved by itself in heaven. It's too late for him to think about the bad guys. Will War's bad guys also take time, even if Li Jinyu outside the court is in a hurry. At this distance, it's too late to make a substitution. The flames exploded. Li Yuyang and Li Ying, all shrouded in firelight. The audience outside the stadium looked stupid. What kind of Starman is this? It's just an old bird, the little flyer of the K-12 team before. When HP goes to 0, by strong willpower, resist the forced offline of the system, and the final counterattack was played. It's enough to amaze the audience. A newcomer similar to K1. Li Yuyang's gorgeous string of 2. Then this time it just made the audience crazy. Coach Ryu also stared nervously at the broadcast screen. Suddenly he clenched his fists, shouting excitedly. It turned out that Li Yuyang showed his figure from the flames. He maintained a half-squat position. Said lightly, the next one is important in the end, equipment, where skills and strategies are important. Li Yuyang, wearing the costume of the old bird and the king of Madong. After playing in the pro league a string of 2, it caused the audience to boil. It's like there's only 2 people left on Team Elite. Meat Shield heals the Ligan carrier. He Jian is Li Jinyu. In the shouts of the audience, auxiliary Li Gunho appeared again. This time it's the same script again. Li Yuyang. After using the play dead and reverse sub-skills before, there was only 1 drop of blood left. Li Gunho felt that he could do it again. The louder the audience called for Li Yuyang, the more excited he became. Immediately, these honors will be their own. He didn't hesitate when he thought of this. Jumped off the sand and rushed straight to Li Yuyang. Li Yuyang looked at this second cargo and raised his feet and shook it. The bloodthirsty man shook Li Gunho in the face. He fell to the ground in pain, but immediately it catapulted off the ground again. The ground has been turned into flame magma by Li Yuyang. Li Gunho, who just got up, met Li Yuyang's fist. Linxia envy. His heart was still chattering. I didn't add blood to the other side this time. Then he was eliminated from the game. That's too bad, isn't it? It's hard to look back on the past. Li Yuyang still said coldly. The 4 brothers and sisters of the old Li family are left with this one Li Jinyu. He's probably the strongest individual as well. Li Jinyu couldn't wait for a long time. Flew and rushed forward. Li Yuyang still stood in place, waiting for Li Jinyu to rush up by himself. It looks like the distance is almost there. Li Yuyang also punched over. The punch is not yet down. When he saw the wind, he rode at a very fast speed. Li Yuyang could only dodge everywhere. Looking at the nimble Li Yuyang, Li Jinyu sneered. The one who can escape by my sword has not yet been born. Suddenly, he was perched up. Twin slashes. See this trick? Coach Ryu also sweated off the sidelines. If you get beaten, it's over. Look at the 2 arrows that stabbed up. Does Li Yuyang want to use pretending to be dead and rebel again? But now his blood volume should not be full. Li Yuyang did not respond to this trick. There was no back-off dodge either. Just sideways to dodge the slash of 2 arrows. Such a situation. Li Jinyu is also the first time to meet it. Looking at the plank road, how could this be? The crowd outside the stadium was also Li Yuyang's operation was shocked. What the hell is going on? Li Yuyang called again. I really thought Is the master the kind of waste who only relies on equipment? The double sword slash is, to put it bluntly, it is a quick swing of two swords. First, the sword in his right hand. Then there was another sword in his left hand. It's just too fast. It looks like it's on display with one click. The solution is also very simple. All you need is a quick shake from side to side. That's it. Just crack his trick. Then he's a little quack in my eyes. Li Jinyu looked at Li Yuyang, who was like a loach. There's no other way to do it now. That's the only way to do it. Although a portion of your health will be deducted. But it's better than just losing. After the twin swords, it turned out to be another positive stimulus. This is the ultimate form of the double sword exhibition. Watch this quick thrill. Li Yuyang didn't seem to have too many surprises. Click. Li Yuyang actually grabbed Li Jinyu's sword with one hand. It doesn't matter how many times you come. The result is all the same. It doesn't matter if you're the ultimate or not. Cracked is cracked. Li Yuyang waved his hand. Li Jinyu's common thing was to get out of his hand and fly out. I want to lead Team Elite away towards brilliance. It's a beautiful thought. Let's go back and study. This hard-won opportunity was given to me. So far, there have been no surprises in the battle. Li Kim-woo, who lost his weapon. I can only watch the flames unleash. Li Yuyang, who didn't kick over. After an earth-shattering burst of flames exploded, Li Yuyang walked out of it. When the next one finished speaking, he was stunned. It seems to be finished. Stand at the top of the professional league. Enjoy the applause of countless spectators. Li Yuyang, whose prestige has reached its peak. Look at everything in front of you. These are all things that were dreamed of before the crossing. Now that heaven has given me another chance. So this time I want more. This time, the Team League was broadcast live on the whole network. The performance of Xiao Feik and Ma Dongwang. It has attracted countless audiences, especially a string of thorns from King Ma Dong, led K1 to win this league. It is also worshipped by countless people. Among them is him, Luyan Rambi. After the end, the K1 team also won the City Tumbler Cup, places in the grand final. Li Yuyang also managed to win 49 times his assets. After obtaining this large amount of money, Li Yuyang drove to the downtown area. Now that there is already money, then it's time for a big business. You can come out and find a place to open a studio. Li Yuyang wandered the streets. Since today is Friday, the streets were bustling with people. The nightlife has just begun. But Li Yuyang felt that he didn't belong here. Probably been at home for decades. I don't like the lively environment. It is a life full of excitement and challenges in the game. Is more suitable for him, even when he was still immersed in his own world. A familiar figure walked past him. Isn't this Lu Yanran? The big weekend walked out of the bar with a murderous face. This is going to make trouble. Out of the right front. Soon, Lu Yanran seems to have sent a private message to King Ma Dong. Come to think of it, Li Yuyang took out his mobile phone and checked it. Looks like this Nizi wants to ask King Ma Dong to solve the old bird. What a coincidence. I know King Ma Dong and the old bird well. Li Yuyang suddenly thought of a good solution. Lu Yanran came out this time. I wanted to do a live broadcast or something. By the way, circle a wave of fans. I didn't expect to find nothing except a few pickups. Suddenly it felt boring. Why don't you fight monsters in the following dungeons? Lu Yanran, who was about to go home. The phone vibrated suddenly. He pulled it out and looked at it. It turned out that the idol Ma Dongwang replied to the message. Although it's just one word, but it made Lu Yanran excited for a while. After the two agreed on the time and place. Soon we met. See this former goddess in reality again. Thinking about how good it was to him before. There are not a few times that I have the opportunity to be alone like this. It's also a lot of emotion. But this time, he wasn't here to lick the dog. He is now King Madong. This time I'm here to pick up the mission. That's all. Lu Yanran looked at the idol in front of her. I couldn't help but look excited. When they talked about the old birds to kill, Lu Yanran still couldn't help but grit her teeth. as long as you can kill the old birds. He can do whatever he wants. This can't help but make Li Yuyang feel. The old bird is indeed a pervert. But it doesn't matter what happened before the crossing. That's all in the past. Now, he is neither a licking dog, will not deliberately go to Lu Yinran's trouble. He just wants to live his life well. After accepting the task, King Ma Dong wanted to say goodbye. Unexpectedly, Lu Yinran took the initiative to invite him to eat instant noodles at home. Li Yuyang's little nine in Lu Yinran's heart. Jaminking, just trying to pull myself into their guild, and then use the current prestige in front of the building. The invitation was decisively declined. But when I got off the bus, it was still easy. Cleaned up the garbage in the car and took it out. This is still a habit that was formed before the crossing. It's really natural to lick dogs. Lu Yinran was stunned. Look at the clean garbage baskets. It's really not drunk, and everyone is drunk. It's a monster. League champion Ma Dongwang. I actually fought with the old bird, a copy master. The news has spread. Countless people rushed to open the live broadcast to watch. Suddenly, the number of people in the live broadcast room skyrocketed. The old bird looked at King Ma Dong in front of him. I heard that you kid is going to kill me. King Ma Dong still looks so cold. That's right. The old bird smiled playfully. Where did the madman come from? When have I ever cheated you? King Ma Dong didn't want to talk nonsense. The whole set lit up, seeing that this stance is about to activate the skill. Earthquake skill activation. The ground suddenly fell apart. The old bird also jumped up in time. A professional player drives a red Sandman. That's not a good effect. There is no such thing in the terms of the contract with the club. King Ma Dong has found the past again. The old bird also bent down to dodge. He also doesn't talk nonsense anymore. He stabbed him with an arrow of grief. King Ma Dong blocked with both hands. The old bird kicked Ma Dongwang in the face. I didn't expect to be flown out by me. An old bird flying in the air. It also shows a serious expression. And what's wrong with the pros? My old bird will never admit it. After landing, it was another sprint. Got close to King Ma Dong. The two of them are standing in full swing. The earth has collapsed. Flames and dust all over the ground. It seems that the old bird is at a disadvantage. King Ma Dong is riding a snail again. The old bird, though, distanced himself, but the speed was still limited. Seeing that he was about to be hit by the molten slurry in the sky, the live stream was suddenly shut down. The audience watching the live broadcast was suddenly itching. What happened to the end? After a while, someone found out that the old bird started a live broadcast. Today killed by someone who opened up. Because of the death punishment, I had to stop for a day. Speaking of which, he clenched his fists. But I'm not going to stop there. Tomorrow I will carry out my revenge. Look at the old bird that has been killed once. Lu Yinran even laughed out of tears. You know how I've been these months. Come here. The hairline has moved back a few centimeters. I was finally able to get a good night's sleep this time. The story went viral online. Support the old bird and support the fans of Ma Dongwang. Immediately, a cyber attack war began. Lu Yinran also joined in. He's even stunned now. I want to put my own work. We'll become Ma Dongwang's private fan group. Also kept giving gifts to King Ma Dong. Lao Bird's account has also received a lot of support. Although most of them are male. The little hacker watching the video froze. He knew. Lao Bird and Ma Dongwang are the same person. But look at Ma Dongwang in the video. So who the hell is this person? Half a year ago, Li Yuyang is attacking Dorian's forest. After dealing with the mobs on the periphery, the ghost of the chieftain Shochang also appeared. 1/3 of the unknown level trait. You can change shapes. Has 33.3% of the body's power. Look at the 3 cells in front of you. Li Yuyang laughed. I really came to do arithmetic problems. Is 3 and 1/3 equal to 1? Then let me teach you. What does 1 + 1 mean is greater than 2? Li Yuyang rushed over with his ID. Dodge an arrow from the opposite side. The homeopathic situation was stabbed on the chest of the fake Li Yuyang. After a sword locks the throat, there are only two left. The two combined rushed forward. Li Yuyang raised one foot and kicked it to the ground. Flames burst out, drowning two lanky ghosts. Li Yuyang looked at the black shadow in the flames, quietly waiting for his trip, really looking for the target. The flames slowly faded. A more slender figure was revealed. Unknown level of Ghost King, trait 3 of 3. Li Yuyang is already at the moment. Changed to the equipment of King Ma Dong. Is watching this guy from the side. Hit your own trumpet with a tuba. What an experience. Li Yuyang met a special leader this time. Ghost King. He will copy the enemy. Includes equipment and skills. Li Yuyang put on a set of equipment from King Ma Dong first. The leader directly copied Li Yuyang's current one. This set of equipment. Then I saw that Li Yuyang was not wearing a mask. He took off his mask himself. Sticks to the boss's own skin. I threw it out. Now is the time. Li Yuyang rushed up and caught the mask. It's a murder book. In PvP mode. Kill someone and add a little attack. This thing is a tailwind artifact. Or they all say that Li Yuyang's brain is easy to use. I was able to think of this method. Effortlessly got the mask. After Li Yuyang got it, he wanted to run. But the leader of the moment. It is simply the life of King Ma Dong. Smashed into Li Yuyang with a punch. Li Yuyang dodged and ran into the distance. This boss is still fast. Out of thin air. Another kick down. Blazing. This speed and destruction. Li Yuyang finally knew. Own trumpet. What it looks like in the eyes of others. Look at the boss who is still pursuing. Li Yuyang summoned Yermangard. This time the master still has something. I'll come back to you later. Say done. Then Yermangard withdrew from the Dork Forest. The Ghost King behind him was still standing in place. It hasn't changed back to its original form. Saw Li Yuyang, who had already fled. He let out a roar of rage. Flames spread throughout the forest in an instant. There are actually 2 cemeteries there when I went there half a year ago. The first is the Killing Mask. This is the second in preparation for Ma Dongwang's professional match. It's just to keep a backhand. In the future, if anyone doubts the old bird and the king of Ma Dong, it's a person's words. You can come to this place to shoot a video as proof. I didn't expect to use it so quickly. And it's for Lu Yinran. I saw the fake Ma Dongwang in front of me again. Li Yuyang set up his voice in advance. When everything is ready, go and start the live broadcast. Okay, King Ma Dong, I'm coming to seek revenge on you. This time, I will slay you under my horse. King Ma Dong also made a calm voice. The defeated generals also dared to come to their deaths. Li Yuyang smiled and said, I killed you once. You'll have to come and try it anyway. King Ma Dong bowed his head and replied, Your strength is very good. The two of you chatted with me sentence by sentence. People nervously looked at the two in the live broadcast. I thought it was a hero's sympathy, so there's a little bit more to it. They won't know. All of this is directed and acted by Li Yuyang. The selfies drama of the year can not only pit Lu Yinran, can also take this opportunity to attract a wave of fans. Anyway, whoever he supports, it's him. Li Yuyang's account. In the end, it was Li Yuyang who benefited. Dejimo knows all this. Adjusted the temperature and lowered the waist. Yuyang can really play. It's almost the same when I look at it. Li Yuyang took out his grievances and rushed forward. Who knows this fake Ma Dongwang? Come up and make a big move. The snail is launched. Li Yuyang got the script this time. It should be Shung's side. He immediately summoned Yermangard. Take advantage of Yermangard's powerful magic resistance. Shuttle among the snails. This move also adapted to a burst of praise from the audience. The live broadcast effect is simply full. Wait until it's close enough. Li Yuyang jumped up from the head of the coconut dreamer. As soon as he saw it, he poked at King Ma Dong. Ma Dongwang also punched hard. But the speed of this punch was beyond Li Yuyang's expectations. Hit Li Yuyang's body. Li Yuyang looked at the Ghost King, who seemed to have become stronger. Is also showing admiration. Will it be impossible to achieve it in the end? The star of the rebel sun on the body. There was a crackling sound. Repercussions are launched. Countless black spikes from Li Yuyang's body burst out. The rumbling sound is endless. How powerful is the anti-armor of the rebel star? The Lord of Darkness couldn't bear it and was crushed to death. But after this fake Ma Dong Wang ate for a season, unscathed. Instead, a quarter of earthquakes rushed up to hit Li Yuyang. Li Yuyang jumped up and dodged. Who knew that this King Ma Dong would not be relentless? Stick to your body. Another season of 3 consecutive stabs was easily resolved by Li Yuyang. Li Yuyang counted the time of the skill. After using the snail, it will have a paralyzing effect of 0.2 seconds. This guy draws a right fist to attack the earthquake CD well. It's time for an earthquake. Sure enough, the imposter Ma Dong Wang stepped on the ground. Earthquakes unleashed. Li Yuyang dodged nimbly again. The two seemed to be fighting hotly. Skills are flying all over the sky. The venue was shattered, but 40 minutes passed. The two of them were stunned that not a drop of blood was lost. Could this be a battle between masters? As he spoke, Li Yuyang stretched out his right hand. Countless bloodthirsty people gathered on his hands. In an instant, King Ma Dong was surrounded. King Ma Dong finally began to bleed. He is haunted by bloodthirsty. There was a sizzling sound all over the body. Li Yuyang himself also has blood poison skills. So I'm not afraid that if I smoke a fake Ma Dong Wang, I will be poisoned. Then it's time to wrap it up. Li Yuyang took the morning blade and inserted it. King Ma Dong was also shocked when he saw this. If you try it again, you won't be able to hold it up. He immediately activated the earthquake skill. Shatter the ground under your feet. Go straight to the Rongjiang River below. Li Yuyang saw that King Ma Dong was about to run. They were not prepared to pursue. It's all molten underneath. Even if you fall by yourself, you can drink a pot. There was a popping sound at the feet of King Ma Dong. Good boy turned out to beat this master. I want to use the flame department to reverse direction in the air. Flee to the other side. However, it takes a lot of blue to activate the flame department. It's been almost an hour. How could there still be a chakra? In this way, the fake Ma Dong Wang slowly fell down. Suddenly, he actually spoke. Real speaking is not the recorded kind. I'll be back. Li Yuyang was stunned when he heard it. This is another fine one. The audience watching the live broadcast also heard it. Is this the real voice of King Ma Dong?